Oh, hello. How are we doing? Welcome in. Welcome in, Auntie Crazy. Welcome in, Bell Pepper. Good to see you. How's it going? I just need a little bit more time to find something. So, today we're going to be talking about Ethan Benard. He is I guess, predominantly on Instagram and Twitter. He says that he has lost 220 pounds. So he used to weigh 660 and now he is currently at 440. Um, and he's been on my radar for a while, and I was watching him, and he seemed genuine. But then I found a Reddit page dedicated to him, and a lot of the things he says, um, yeah, they don't really add up. So we're going to have a look at a couple of podcasts um, today, and yeah, just see what he's all about. Straight out of bed. Okay, so welcome in, Lanky. Good to see you. Yeah, if it's true, then absolutely he should be given his flowers. What's his height? He claims to be 6'5". Um, okay, so let's start with a little picture. Okay, so this is Ethan, and one side he is 660, and the other side he is 440. Um, I mean, this doesn't look like a face that's lost over 200 pounds to me. Watching while you stretch, no worries. Thank you for being here. Thank you everyone for being here. So, just to clarify, on the right here is 660, and on the left is 440. Something doesn't quite add up, because if you've lost 200 over 200 pounds, you would look a lot thinner in the face. He looks a little bit thinner in the face, but I wouldn't say it's 220 pounds worth. So I'll give myself as a comparison. So this was me at like one of my biggest weights. This has got to be at least 480 to 500, something like that. And then this is me now, or a little bit ago. So it's I think I look different here in comparison. Um, and this is probably like 150, 170, something like that. So you know, something's not adding up here. And when I'm looking at Ethan, I don't feel that I'm looking at somebody who has lost an immense amount of weight. If you go from 660 to 440, you've lost a third of your weight, right? Literally. And this does not look like it. All that looks different is he's had a shave and done his hair. So he's not discovered filters yet either. Exactly. um. So yeah, I'm erring on the side of him being a bit of a liar liar pantaloons on fire situation type deal. So yeah. So what we're going to do, I've got two podcasts here. The first one is from, sorry, the second one will be from a day ago, and the first one we're going to look at here is from 3 months ago. So this one is called "From Deathbed to Social Media Sensation," Ethan Benard. Um, all right. So shall we get into it?
Life is for the living. If you want to build your body up to eat 5,000 calories and maintain a good weight, you can freaking do it.
With like the nerve damage and how weak I've been this past couple of years, like that's a crazy, crazy feat. No amount of effort I put in one day changes the fact that I have to wake up and deal with all the issues that I have in my body right now.
Everyone just judges your progress off of weight loss. If you're not losing weight, they're like, he's making no progress.
Everyone's like, oh, you should be building habits. I don't want to build habits. I want to lose the damn weight.
Okay, so instantly here, he doesn't want to build habits. He wants to lose the damn weight. Okay, get weight loss surgery then. If you don't want to build habits, losing weight is about building good habits. Because if you lose the weight and you don't build habits, so you can have weight loss surgery. If you don't build the habits, you'll just put the weight back on. If you have weight loss injections, if you're on Mounjaro, if you're on Ozempic, if you don't build the habits while you're on these things, the weight will come back. So instantly, we've got something that he's coming off lazy, basically. Your habits need to change if you want to have sustainable weight loss. I don't want to change my habits. I just want to lose weight. Okay. But it's all part and parcel. Welcome in, Edna. Good to see you. It's all part and parcel of losing weight. Welcome in, Hell's Eye Supply. Good to see you. I changed one of the settings today, so I'm hoping that that's fixed it. But welcome in. Yeah, so right off the bat here, they haven't shown him in a very good light. I think this might be an intro to think, yeah, look, he's a guy who should, me. But no, this makes him sound like an idiot. You had joint issues before weight loss and they stuck around after. Yeah. I do my walking, I do my weights. I'm still in pain occasionally. Well, all the time. All the time. With my legs and my knees, but I'm hoping that as I get lighter, it'll kind of calm down a bit.
If me as a 500-pound guy can walk a 5K and deadlift 260 whatever pounds, like what does the person who has like 50 pounds to lose have any excuse?
What are some mental struggles you're dealing with even now, and how do you overcome it?
But I've always respected myself. I've always loved who I am.
If you've respected yourself, you wouldn't get to this weight. Just saying. If you respect yourself, you'd look after your body. For a long time, I never respected myself, and I'm still in the newfound ways of respecting myself, and that's why I'm losing weight. You can't be like, yeah, I'm fantastic. I'm respectable, as Melon Kim would say. Sorry, got off on a tangent there. Yeah, you can't respect yourself and weigh 600 pounds. Sorry.
Always hated my body. Imagine what 300-pound fit, not depressed Ethan will be able to do as an entertainer. There's literally no limit.
What would be, for anybody watching this, friends, family, what would
Welcome in, Red. Good to see you.
you tell them as a piece of advice that could potentially help change their life?
Welcome to the Cold Tub Talks podcast. We are here today. The 500-pound man on a mission, Ethan Benard. Thanks for coming on the show, my man.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
When you look at yourself, photos of yourself, year a year ago, almost 700 pounds, do you see yourself, or is that like in a different lifetime?
No, same person. I don't feel much different at all, actually.
He doesn't feel much different at all, probably because he hasn't actually lost a lot of weight. Within the first 1 minute 29 seconds, he comes across as a bit of a narc, and he's in denial about his weight loss journey. He doesn't want to build habits. He just wants to lose weight. Yeah, they're sitting in a cold tub, shooting the shit in a cold tub. Why not?
Not yet.
Yeah. You just said, that really changes what? Mobility a little bit? Yeah, like a big difference,
Well, that's the thing too, right? Like once I started losing weight, in like this last 10 weeks especially, like I started moving a lot more. So the pain never really got better because I'm putting more and more strain on my body as I go.
Yeah. You said your first ever 5K?
Yeah.
You just completed that.
Completed that this morning, man.
Easy breezy, and you're still up moving around? Want to play pickleball?
Yeah, I'm actually surprised by the answer.
Yeah?
Because, I mean, it's a
No, it's 155 pounds difference.
Right.
I feel the same.
Wow. So what version of that old self had to die to become the man you are now? That's all that'd be different.
I don't know, man. Because, like, in 2020, I decided that I wanted to lose the weight, right? But then I think a lot of people, and this is for
Yeah, everyone's in a tub. This is all, this is men being men. Arrgh, sitting in a cold tub, wieners shrinking, all that kind of jazz.
a lot of things in life, this isn't just weight loss. A lot of people convince themselves that they want to change, but then they haven't actually made the decision to.
Ooh.
Like, they'd actually convince themselves that they made the decision to change, but they haven't actually made that decision.
Got it. Would you say
That's
Welcome in,
deep.
love.
Yeah, well, that's deep. That's like the difference
Yeah.
between when we share with our clients. The difference between being interested and committed. You became
Yeah, they're actually in tubs. They are.
committed, and you made a change.
Yeah.
Where's my
that
tub?
makes sense.
In the bath.
Absolutely.
So what would you say to that man? If he were in this ice tub with you today, 155 pounds heavier, is there anything you'd say to him?
No, I would just try to help him. Well, the thing is, the only reason that this time is different is because I made a realization about my future.
What do you mean by
I realized that if I fail this
I'll put a tub on my wish list and you guys can buy me one. All right.
journey, I'm not just failing myself, I'm also failing my future wife and children. And ever since I made that realization this January, it's really skipped a beat.
Yeah. And I love
So if I could help myself make that realization sooner, right? Because having a family is something I've always yearned for, but it never clicked in my head until this year.
Yeah.
Because once you put that responsibility on, your failure could affect more than just yourself. Because you don't care. I don't care about myself. Like, I never did. So who cares if I fail? Because it's the only person that's affecting it, me. But once I put it into perspective that I have to take responsibility for not only myself, but also them, it was a mindset shift that is indescribable.
Let's just bear in mind that this wife and these kids, they don't exist. This is a hypothetical wife. These are hypothetical children. If you try and lose weight for someone else, I feel like it doesn't work. Personally, me losing weight, I'm doing this for myself, for my health, for my future. And is it selfish? In a way, it is selfish, but then me losing weight improves my mood, improves my energy. Then that has a knock-on effect with how I talk to people, how I deal with people, how I interact, my personal relationships, stuff like that. So the way he's talking, if he doesn't give a shit about himself, then he's really not going to change. So we've already got here, he doesn't want to build habits and he doesn't give a shit about himself. So he's already on a losing foot here, which then tells me that I don't think he's actually lost 220 pounds. And also he'll feel better. Yeah. It is a very strange podcast, yeah. I thought it'd be a bit of fun to watch though.
Well, yeah. So what'd you say? How'd you say you never care
Welcome
about
in,
yourself?
COVID.
No.
Good to
So
see
now,
you.
hey, solid. I like vision. Frugal for your future kids and wife. Do you now respect yourself?
More, yeah. But still, like, I hated myself to the point where I didn't take care of myself. That's how I got like this.
That hurts, David.
And that's more than just the weight, right? Like,
Doesn't that contradict what he said in the little beginning bit? He loves himself. He loves himself and all that and respects himself. But now he's like, no, I don't respect myself at all, actually. Come on, mate.
I didn't go to the dentist for 10 years. Like, my dental health, I'm actually, unironically, more subconscious about my teeth than I am my weight.
No shit.
Yeah.
You never.
That's like it's like a work in progress. It's
Welcome
like
in,
a
Ari.
journey,
Good to
you
see
know?
you.
So the weight loss journey, quote unquote, is like way more than just like a weight loss journey. Like, that's just one small part of it. I also, Kyle, is there ice is like all method already?
It's like overall life. You know, you're really trying to change your entire life and rewrite from the past to what the future holds for you. You know, like you're just trying to change everything, complete 180.
Yeah.
from where you started to where you're trying to go. I mean, I love when we go on walks or talks because you always have this cool painted picture in your mind of what your future looks like, having a wife, having having kids and just living the dream and life that you picture. So it's just cool when you think about that stuff and you're just like, no, it's gonna happen. Like you talk about it, like you already know it's a done deal.
Well, yeah, and I wouldn't be here if it wasn't going to, right?
Yeah, and that's what I was gonna.
He's done a lot of podcasts, by the way. He's a lot like Rosie in the sense that he's done the podcast circuit. He's still doing the podcast circuit. And unlike Rosie, he does have a protein drink sponsorship. He's sponsored by Jocko Fuel. I've never tried it, but apparently it's horrible. So I don't really like Ethan. Is it too soon to say? Is it too soon to say that I don't like Ethan?
I remember you saying on our walk that you really felt like you had no purpose of living unless you were thinking about that, like having kids, having a wife. Like you're just like, what's the point of living?
Yeah, because like at the end of the day, like, and this is going to be maybe a little bit of a hot topic, but like, I'm happy that I'm in a position to like motivate and inspire others, but I don't care about that.
Yeah,
I really couldn't care less. Like I'm happy that I can do that, and I'm.
Okay, so he thinks it's great that he's in the position to inspire people. Sorry. Yeah, I'll move my camera. So he's saying that he's in the position to inspire people. Okay. But he doesn't give a shit about inspiring people. So yeah, it's a bit sus. It's a bit sus if you ask me.
Happy that I can entertain and inspire, but at the end of the day, like the reason I'm doing this is for myself, my future family, and my relationship with God.
To food.
Let's go. Yeah. All the other stuff is a bonus, right? Like being able to be on camera and travel and make videos
Welcome
and
in,
whatever,
Paolo.
and
Good to
document
see
the
you.
journey and just entertain. Like the three pillars of what I do, right, are entertain, inspire, and motivate.
yeah. No, I love that.
Emphasis on entertain because I will eventually break the mold of just being the fat guy who's losing weight.
Oh, you followed Ethan for a while, Ari? Yeah, he does seem like he's got a lot of excuses for what's going on. He's currently on a 10,000 step goal for the day, and sometimes it's like 10 p.m. and he's only done 2,000 steps, which I think's a bit weird, if you ask me.
Right, yeah. Like, that's what's making me popular right now, but I want to do a lot more than that.
Yeah.
You know?
And one question I had off of that I was going to ask you, when you first started, didn't really have a big following. To now, you have over 300,000 followers on.
I know that you get nearly 850 at.
Yeah, 850. But you talk about loneliness, depression, kind of like what you're going through. You keep it real, like on all of your videos and everything.
Don't know what that noise is. Yeah, he seems to have all the wrong reasons to want to lose weight. Do it for yourself. Don't do it for things that don't currently exist. No, I don't think he gets out much. I think he seems to be very coddled by his parents. And he used to be a Twitch streamer, and he got famous from like playing Valorant. So yeah, this is all very odd. He strikes me as somebody who isn't willing to put in the hard work to do what needs to be done to lose weight. Because any of you in the chat, any of you watching on the replay know that if you want to lose weight, there is so much hard work involved, whether it's £10, whether it's £100, whether it's 200. There is so much hard work involved, literal blood, sweat and tears sometimes. So, yeah. Welcome, my imperfect life. Good to see you. They're having a bath while they're talking. It's wonderful, isn't it?
Does having all of that following and people supporting you,
No
does
worries,
it really
I'll
make
get you
a
out.
difference, like mentally to you, of like feeling sad, depressed, lonely?
Yeah, it's pressure. That's about it.
Okay.
Well, like, the thing is, like, I thrive with an audience, right? So we're going to always have, like, I use history full time.
Oh,
You're
that's the ice buzzer.
I'm good.
That's the ice buzzer.
No.
But people who are watching this, I know you smoke ice dabbers. And you
An ice dabber.
first time, you be deeper in it, man. If I try to go any lower, it's gonna just
Dude, we went with
irrigation. It's gonna be flooded.
we got a custom pod for this guy. This has never before been in the basement.
Well, for your viewers, right? Like I am 500 pounds, but I'm also 6'5".
Yeah, right. Very sorry.
I might
Apparently, this 6'5" claim might not be true because he's been seen in pictures with other people, and he's only like maybe an inch taller than the other people, if that.
like my feet are pressed against the edge of the
Are there now?
Yes,
You couldn't sink more.
so I could literally, unless I went like crisscross maybe and tried some weird shit, which would
Yeah.
like I already tried that and we already did some sloshing. So
Tried some weird shit.
Yeah. Now back to what you were saying. Like, go ahead and elaborate of what you were talking about.
Welcome
like,
in,
you,
Will.
You
Good
did
to
the
see you.
full time streaming. You got like the audience and stuff, but
yeah, I mean, like that's the thing, man. Like at the end of the day, after that realization was made, nothing else matters,
This podcast was 3 months ago.
right? Like all of this is just bonus. Like I'm really happy that I'm in a position where I can do what I love for a living. But I would probably be doing this regardless after making that realization about my future family. That being said, this has allowed me to have resources that the old me would have never had access to, right?
Yeah.
Like I have a professional fitness
She does.
coach who's a national strongman champion, and I have a nutritionist from like Beverly Hills that works with like Marvel actors, and I have like the Jocko.
Okay, if you've got all this stuff behind you, then why is your weight loss stalling? I would love to have that. It's like with Taylor Sowers and Diamond Dallas Page. He had all the help he could get. He did lose weight, and he decided, nah, this is not for me. I'd rather have 12 Wendy's meals within 2 hours. It's silly. I would love to have that kind of support behind me.
Team, and I have a manager now, and it's like I would be doing what I was doing, where I was just losing the weight by starving myself, basically, which isn't necessarily bad when you're my size. But now I'm like building up my strength, and I'm doing things, and I have like God.
Yeah, looking like this and saying he's got all these nutritionists and all these trainers, he still looks like that. I don't think he's lost 220 pounds. I think he may have lost like 100, if that, 70, 80, something like that. I would love a chef too. Yeah, that'd be wonderful.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
Beautiful.
yeah, that makes complete sense.
Yeah. Wow. So I think that's the biggest difference that's me on the journey itself. Like other than like the pressure, but I don't feel that as much. Like like there's people who like, oh, I don't want to disappoint people with the weekly weigh-in, so that applies a level of accountability.
Oh, sure.
But at the same time, like I would be doing this whether there was like 10 people watching or 10 million.
It's a journey, and it's your journey. It's not going to be perfect by any means. I mean, there's going to be ups and downs and setbacks and all sorts of things. So people can't expect you to be perfect, or like, oh, his weight didn't go down this week. Like, what's he doing? And I'm sure you see it in the comments all the time. People telling you what you need to do: eat less, move more, do this.
That's so funny, man.
But no one knows you personally to know
Last couple weeks, the scale has been like up. Like I went up like 10 pounds 1 week. Yeah, water weight. There's no something scientifically impossible for that to be fat gain. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand. So he gained 10 pounds in 1 week. Yeah, probably not fat gain, 10 pounds in 1 week, but to gain 10 pounds in a single week, you would have had to have been in a massive surplus. So let's say his TDEE is 4,000. Okay, so to gain a pound of fat, he would have to be eating 3,500 over his TDEE, right? So he's potentially eating 8,000 calories a day, more than 8,000 calories a day. So 8,000, so 1 pound of fat. There may have been some points where he was eating like 10,000 calories in a day. 6'5", 500 pounds at this point. So to gain 10 pounds in a week, he would have to have something remarkably wrong with him, or he just ate a lot. Let's face it, he ate a lot. People who are grossly overweight will lie a lot because they, I'm still fat. We seem to think that we know better because it's our own body and shit like that. But no, it definitely is eat less, move more. If you consume calories in a deficit, you're going to lose weight. You're going to move more. And then, does he have, Ari, you know about him a bit. Does he have lymphedema or lipedema? I can't remember. He should hook up with glitter and lasers. He should really.
Yeah. But then it stayed up this last couple of weeks. But like the stuff I'm doing is ridiculous. Like on my birthday weekend, I walked 25,000 steps, and that's a lot. 6 hours doing strength training in the gym. And then I was up 2 pounds, and people were like, "Oh, he's eating too much or whatever." Like,
okay, so if you're in a weekend, you're walking 25,000 steps and doing 6 hours strength training, you're overexerting yourself. And if you are doing that amount of strength training, then you're going to retain water. Paolo, thank you so much for the membership. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Very kind. So, yeah. It seems like he's very excuse laden. And, people like Journey with Sal, whenever he gains weight, he says, I was suffering from disordered eating, I ate too much, I did this, I did that. Journey with Sal is one of the more honest weight loss creators out there. So if there's anybody that hasn't been following Sal, I would say follow him over this guy, because this guy seems to just be full of excuses. It's like, I did this, I did that. Sure you did, buddy. Sure you did.
sure, I had like 3,500 calories on my birthday, but I also spent like 3 hours strength training.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm 6'5" and I weigh 500 pounds. I burn like around 4,000 calories just by like living.
Yeah.
You know, like LB activity just adds on to that.
Yeah.
No, so even if I have like a quote unquote,
This guy believes his own hype. Like, I burn 4,000 calories just by existing. Okay. And then you ate in a 500 calorie deficit. Okay. Then putting on 10 pounds in a week, you are beyond the laws of thermodynamics then, right? Yeah. That seems to be what you're saying.
bad eating day for me, like I would have to literally eat 8,000 calories in a day to gain a pound of like quote unquote body fat, right? You guys, I don't need to explain the macros and stuff to you, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, oh, I won a day this week. I had 3,500 calories instead of 2,500. It's not gonna do anything.
Yeah.
Because if the end of the week average is still under 3,000, that puts me in a huge deficit where I should be losing at least a few pounds of body fat at least.
Yeah.
Okay, so why did you put on 10 pounds in 1 week then? Please explain. Please give us a physics lesson.
I mean, you've done a great job with sifting through the noise. You had a good head on your shoulders.
So I don't know how much muscle I'm building, but the scale hasn't been budging much, but I've been so active, man. Yeah. Like this weekend, my hands after that 5K, I couldn't even close my fist. That's how swollen my hand was at the end of that.
Wow.
Yeah. Because that activity and that heat and that humidity will make your body like just be inflamed, right?
Yeah.
And when you're by size, like I told you guys off camera, like when I got hospitalized in 2021, they put me on a diuretic.
Okay, so it sounds like Ethan needs to see a doctor because if he's doing a 5K, he didn't run. He did say he walked this 5 kilometers. If his hand is swelling, walking 5 kilometers, then he needs to see a doctor, right? Because that kind of swelling after walking What's 5k roughly? Like that's about 7,000, 8,000 steps maybe for like a normal guy. That's concerning. It's very hard to believe this person.
To get rid of the fluid, they took 20 liters of extra water off my body. So that's how much fluid you can retain when you're that size.
That's crazy.
So if I work out crazy like we did this weekend, like with the crazy lifting and the 5K and stuff, like we kicked with the sodium. You know, when I travel, at least for me, I tend to eat higher sodium foods when I'm traveling compared to when I'm at home.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm probably going to be up like 5 pounds on the scale, but then I'm going to look back on this weekend. I'm going to go, okay, every day I wasn't at home. I stuck to my macros and my protein goal. I didn't overdo it too bad this weekend. I walked my first 5K and I spent 5 hours at the gym. There's no way at my size that's not progress in the right direction, even if
This guy is delusional. Absolutely delusional. He's saying he's doing all this exercise. He's saying he's doing all this stuff, and yet the scale isn't moving. He clearly is eating so much if he's maintaining his size. Okay. It does seem like he's bragging about what life is like at his size. He's like, I can do a 5k, and I can still eat 20,000 calories in a sitting. It's wonderful. He's doing far too much exercise, because when we look at how a weight loss journey works, most of the weight loss comes from what you eat. 70% of your weight loss comes from what you do in the kitchen, basically, and 30% is your exercise. So weight loss happens in the kitchen, health happens in the gym. I guess you could say it like that. So he seems to believe that he is able to do all this exercise and still maintain the amount of calories that he would have at 660 pounds, right? Laurie, thank you so much for the gifted membership. I appreciate that. Thank you. It's absolute delusion that he's thinking like this. His ice has already melted, yeah. The heat he's emitting is like, it's all the hot air he's blowing of all the shit he's talking. Do you know what I mean?
scale doesn't go down.
Yeah.
It's not physically possible for me not to have made progress doing this.
Yep.
So as long as I have that ingrained in my brain, I don't really care what the scale says.
I love that you're even mentioning the word progress right now. I grew a lot of respect for you sitting in this tub. We've known each other for a couple months now, but the fact that you didn't even like yourself and now have so much motive outside of yourself.
I hated, that's the thing, man. I hated myself so much, I didn't even care if I lived. The only reason I was alive is because I knew what that would do to my parents, and if I did shit.
Yeah, it hurt real being here.
Like, if I quit life, my parents and Danny would be devastated by it, and I couldn't live with myself. Well, I would be alive anyway, but I couldn't live with myself.
Guys, he's so selfless, right? He's thinking about other people, okay? He's losing weight for his pretend wife and kids, okay? Little Jimmy, he's 12 years old. He's got an undergraduate degree in bionic arts. He's looking at Ethan like, please, Dad, please stay for us. But you don't exist, little Jimmy. You don't exist.
Knowing that.
I'm with you.
So now it's shifted from, my best friend and my parents wouldn't be happy if I did that to myself and I was no longer here, to now I wouldn't be able to live with myself if I didn't do this for my future wife and kids.
Dude, yeah.
Well, shout out to you, Danny. Danny's in the background back there.
Yeah.
Shout out to him.
And all your followers, man. For you to want to step up and really see results.
Well, that's the other thing too, right? Like I'm not in a dark spot mentally.
Auntie Crazy, thank you for the membership. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. You don't exist, little Jimmy.
Anymore.
Sure, we could.
But like now, imagine how many people that would disappoint. Or imagine.
No, wow, he's doing this for the wife and kids that don't exist yet. He's got a wife. Her name's Peggy Sue. She works part-time at a Walmart, right? And she's like, Ethan, if you would lose some weight, we could have 65 extra kids. And Ethan would be like, well, honey, I guess I'll lose another 220 pounds. I don't exist.
How many people, if I quit, like even just this journey, that would impact a lot of people.
It's freaking motive, man. How you doing, by the way? I'm actually starting to share a little bit. Dude, I'd love to eat that bitch.
Over here, geek.
My hands up near the ice when she poured it in. That was a mistake, so I'm sitting on my hands right now. But no, other than that, I'm fine.
Yeah, doing your body well.
I wish I could get going.
Yeah.
But my ass probably smit.
So now we know. But you're reducing inflammation with the boss right now.
Yeah.
Let's go.
No, it doesn't even feel really cold. Like, the only cold.
Good job he's reducing that inflammation after that 5K with his hands like... He's got a hand like a baseball glove.
I can feel is kind of like on the edge where it keeps moving up and down.
Yeah. And I'm sure cold for a guy your size feels really good. So you have a lot of insulation, like you run hot.
My body ran so hot, man. Halfway through that 5K today, I could feel the heat
Corvid, thank you so much for the $2. I appreciate that. Thank you for the last of my morning coffee. Absolutely no problem at all.
emanating off my face. It was ridiculous. Like, my face gets red when I get hot. Like, my face is always red. I have the complexion of Santa Claus. But, like, when it gets...
You got the build of Santa Claus, too. Just hear those sleigh bells ding-a-ling.
hot, it gets, like, this dark, almost, like, purpley red. And I could literally... I put my hand, like, an inch away from my face, and I could feel the heat emanating off. And I was like, holy crap, this is ridiculous.
All right, so I'm good.
Is that not just your breath?
Are you chilling this thing? Yeah. How long can you chill on this thing? You been here all day?
Yeah.
Dang.
I like it.
Probably.
If you're still watching and sticking around, we actually got a surprise for you, Ethan.
Oh, yeah?
So
Literally
make sure
Kris
to stick
Kringle.
around to see what we got him.
He is the miracle at 34 stone.
All right, dude.
You ready to transition, buddy?
If you want, yeah.
Let's do it.
Hey, I want to give a quick shout out to the Pod Company, our sponsor for the InstaShop Daily Mental Rep.
They are now out of the hot tub. Thank goodness for that. So they're all dried off and now they're talking on the sofa. Ethan here has very, he does seem to have very inflamed legs. Like, they look like if you pressed his leg, it would leave a divot because of the water in it, you know?
I feel like you're still working on trying to get right.
No matter what I do in a day, like, I could have the best workout day ever. I could be in a super big deficit. I could hit my protein goal.
Yeah.
No amount of effort I put in one day changes the fact that I have to wake up and deal with all the issues that I have in my body right now.
Oh, he ripped that one.
Yeah.
Seems like it's been a thought on your mind, like it was a quick response.
There is nothing I can do in a single day to change the fact that I have to wake up tomorrow and deal with all the issues that come with being 500 pounds.
I mean, do you want to
Okay, that's why you take your weight loss journey one day at a time. So then those days get easier, and then you feel a lot more at ease with living in your body. Yeah, it's all water weight. He's actually got 7,000 liters of water. He's got more water in his body than the River Nile. Actually, he's also in denial. Literally and metaphorically.
elaborate a little bit for us?
Well, like
that can't
menial
really-
tasks, man. Like, even like getting out of bed hurts. Like, literally moving, like, at my weight takes so much effort. Like, even just like getting off of furniture and walking around, they're like getting ready, like simple crap that people just do and don't even think about, just takes it out of you.
Yeah. And I kind of chuckled. I'm not laughing at you. I'm just like, you're
No,
right.
it's wild.
No, you are laughing at him. Look at you with your muscles like, yeah, I'm not laughing at you, bro, but look at my triceps, dude. Like, this is what you want to aspire to be like. Yeah. Sorry.
Things that we don't think about.
No one thinks about it.
know.
Just do it.
You're gonna.
Sucks. And there's nothing I can do to change that in a day.
No.
The only thing I can do is do what I can to work towards that for the future, right? And eventually those issues will get better, and eventually a lot of them will go away. But that's the biggest mental hurdle for me daily, is knowing that there is no amount of effort I can put in that will change tomorrow.
And you
Okay. But why don't you just put in the effort anyway? Because this is a long haul journey. You started at £660, allegedly. And now you're at 440, allegedly. So take it one day at a time. You fucking idiot. Sorry.
Said this has been pretty much your whole life, right?
Yeah, but I wasn't always working to change it.
Right.
Like I was just
True.
dealt with it.
But living
But
with
now
the
that
big
I'm
body.
trying to fix it,
Striped shirt bro is giving the side eye. Have you noticed? He's like bombastic side eye. Isn't that right, Julia? Aye, exactly. He's giving little things like, Is he telling the truth? Using his bro brain, his bro science brain to deduce, no, he's a fat bastard because he eats 10,000 calories a day. Not because he's run a 5K and his hands look like the size of a Yeti's ball sack.
it sucks because, like I said, there's no quick fix.
Yeah.
You have to just kind of, it's like a slow burn.
Yeah.
You got to put the work in.
Yeah. Yeah. You shared an age earlier. You said you were 200 pounds by what age?
Like 9. Yeah. 9 years old.
So for the people that don't know, what was like the childhood of your life growing up? I know you kind of
Oh, it
told
was
us when we were
fine.
at your house. Not like that situation, but I know you said you were more so by yourself, which is how it started, and then you were kind of like eating and playing video
Yeah, I
games.
mean, it could be anything, man. Like hormones, whatever. Like I'm being tested for some rare genetic disease right now. Like it could have been a number of things, right? Like, but I think like at the end of the day, I just never really cared. Like I was just always like that. Probably just like the amount of food I ate or whatever. You know, I played.
He comes across like he really doesn't give a shit about anything. Corvid, thank you so much for loving the stream. I appreciate that. Yeah, people keep putting water in him at night. They get a funnel and it's just like glug 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 glug. Oh my god, I put on 10 pounds overnight. What is this? And he's just burping H2O.
A lot of video games, didn't move around a lot. Danny was my only local friend, and I saw him like once a week.
Shout out, Dan.
So it's not like I had friends to like go. I didn't have any siblings, right? So no friends, no siblings to like walk around and play with or go outside or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, me and my dad for a couple years there, we would play catch sometimes in the evenings, but that was about it, right? Like there was no movement because I had nothing that motivated me to move. I could just sit down and play video games and go to school and just chill and live life, you know?
Yeah. So what do you think?
Well, no, you're not living life then if you just sat there playing video games. Like, if you enjoy it, yeah, that's great. But there are other things to do. You don't get me wrong. I have empathy for those who try and do struggle. I can't imagine how it must be. I get side-eyed by people who don't see how much hard work I put into keeping in shape. Yeah, I understand that. But I think that Ethan here seems to just be constantly in denial. I think that this is a big thing. It is like, welcome in, Ron Love, by the way. It is definitely a denial thing. He's in denial about how fat he is because he seems to think that he is putting in the hard work. And he's like, why haven't the gods gifted me this wonderful Adonis-like body yet? When I walked a 5K and I've got a hand that looks like a pack of sausages.
Led to it being that severe? Like just
I don't know. I think it's just the scenario, right? Like,
yeah.
I think like like obviously a lack of like portion control or whatever. Like, dude, no kid thinks about calories.
Oh, for sure. I hear you.
No, but that is kind of what your parents should think about, like the kind of things that they're feeding you. So maybe Ethan's got enabling parents. Do you think that might be something here?
Most teenagers don't think about calories. Maybe now with all the fitness people
Right.
Yeah.
on social media, like
Still, yeah,
calorie counts, tracking
yeah.
macros, whatever. Who the hell cares, right?
Right.
Like no kid thinks about that, especially at that day and age.
Mm-hmm.
So just didn't really think about it, man. I just ate when I was bored, and I was bored a lot, like a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, being where you're at now, how does it feel to be working with Jocko Willink?
It's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
I haven't had the chance to meet him in person yet, but that initial phone call was pretty cool. Like that team, like I went to them expecting like, oh yeah, I'm going to get some free protein and I'll have like a code for people to use in the store. And then they were like, we're going to pay you. And we are going to help you. Like they hooked me up with my personal trainer. They even like sent out a videographer when he came over here and stuff. So like they were actually ended up being more invested into me than I was into them.
So I think that personal trainer should be fired. Just saying.
Which is not something I expected, right? Because if you think about it too, like with the social media stuff that's happened to catch your viewers up, right? Like I started making these videos 10 weeks ago.
Right. Very short time period.
200 million views and over like 700,000 new social media followers in the past.
I think that Bell Pepper, I wonder how he would react if someone close to him told him the truth about his Delulu. I don't think there's anybody that is going to tell him the truth. Maybe he's the main breadwinner in his family. Who knows? He seems to... He's talking like somebody that's already lost the weight. He's talking like somebody that's, yeah, been there, done that, got my wife and kids now, I've got Peggy Sue, I've got little Jimmy, I've got Huey, Dewey and Louie, the triplets. We're all doing fine. But in actual fact, he's barely lost anything. And he's pretending that he's lost over 200 pounds. When actually, if we're going by a before and after, there's very little difference. And it's always the face where you can tell that things are different, you know?
Not 9-10 weeks. So when I signed with Jocko, I made a shout out and called out to them when I was at like 17,000 on Instagram after a week, and I signed with them when I was at like 40, right? Yeah. So
that's right.
But think about it, right? Like there's no one this early into their fitness journey that would have been a viable business decision, right? Because any company could do that for a person who's starting out, but most people starting out don't have the analytics to make it a smart business decision. Right. It would end up just being a money pit. So I was in the unique position where with my past experience from broadcasting, I have like the on-camera talent.
Past experience from broadcasting, he was a Twitch streamer. Okay. You know, and I don't think he had that many people watching him. He looks very feminine. Do you know what? He does seem to. He has a lot of feminine features.
To combine that with what I was doing to grow very quickly, but me growing that quickly allowed me as a 500-pound guy who's basically restarting his journey every single morning when he wakes up to be an actual viable business decision. Because I messaged them, like in my first message, I said, if you partner with me, you will make money. And I was one of their top code-earners when I signed on.
Yeah, remember you sharing that.
So like I'm making good by my word, you know, like I'm making them a good amount of revenue, and I'm really.
Well, I'm glad you've got supportive people, Corvid, because you know things like that are no joke, and you do need a support network around you, whether it be gaining weight, whether it be losing weight. In general, we all need a good support network around us. So I'm glad you got the help that you needed.
Happy that I'm in a position to do that, because as much as I appreciate people's willingness to help me, I also like being in a position where I can bless the people that bless me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So the fact that I was able to immediately deliver upon that, like if you guys hire me, you will make money.
Yeah.
Just makes me really happy, man.
Quick heads up. Cold Tub Talks isn't just the Insta. What was the coolest thing is I feel like in the beginning, we were kind of looking for a way to work
like
together.
Trying to figure out business side.
And we got to this platonic place where you
He's coming a lot. He's like, yeah, I'm a big businessman. I got the money. Yeah, I'm gonna make you $1 billion in 6 months. But you're not losing weight though, so all of that is quite moot, really, isn't it? Just saying. Health is wealth, and he's bankrupt.
and I at the same time on the phone, like, can we just be friends?
Yeah.
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 And that was it.
pretty
I
much
love
what
that,
it
but
boils
I
down
feel like a
to.
lot of people in business, they forget about that. There's always a motive, always a purpose. You know?
Yeah, because like we don't agree on everything, right? Like you guys don't care about like the seed oils or the artificial sweeteners or anything, and you guys do like the biohacking stuff. And for me, I'm like, yeah,
No, you're good.
whatever, not my thing, man.
Yeah,
Like it's just
but
you know,
respect. So
well,
that's
it's
what I
like,
love.
but at the end of the day, right? Like in this space, like the people's goal should just be to get people on what the Jocko team is like the path,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
As
I
long as
love
people
that.
are on the path,
On the
that's
s-
what matters.
we're on the
Doesn't
same
matter what
team.
their path looks like.
Yeah.
Just gotta not be stupid.
Yeah.
Everyone's path is different, right?
Yeah.
I mean, clearly your path is different than my path, than his path, like, especially in your terms of like the weight loss journey you're on. You know, it's
Mhm.
way different than what you have to go through in order to lose weight and wake up every day and do your daily routine versus what ours would look like or what his looks like to mine. Like,
Yeah, we've gone to biohacking. Yeah. They're probably out there drinking raw milk and bumping their arseholes up towards the sun to get the vitamin D into their anus. That's what biohacking is, right?
completely different place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's the same thing for everyone. We're all coming from different places in life, so you're not going to agree on everything. You're not.
Well,
gonna
I'm in
do
a
the
really
same thing.
fortunate position with my weight too, because I can eat a lot. Like I can eat a lot in my deficit. Like I
Yeah, you're really fortunate to be the weight that you are. Yeah. Yeah, it's really fortunate to weigh over 500 pounds. Ethan's winning at life. Yeah.
eat 2,500 calories every day,
Mhm.
and then on gym days I eat 3,000.
Yeah.
That's way above what most people eat.
Bullshit. Oh, sorry about that. Sorry. Absolute bullshit. Oh. Anal tanning, yeah, that's what biohacking is, yeah.
For a cut, right? Like to lose
Yeah.
weight, most people are eating like 1,200, 1,500, 2,000 calories, you know?
Bunch
So-
of good cushion.
Right.
Well, I'll also, like with my build, I'll be at that point where I'll be able to eat 5,000 calories a day easy without thinking about it. When I'm at my goal weight and I have the amount of muscle that I want to have, I won't even matter.
Give me some. Yeah.
So like that's my favorite part about it. Like
yeah.
because everyone's like, oh, why are you in such a big deficit? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Because everyone's like, oh, you should be building habits. I don't want to build habits. I want to lose the damn weight. I can build habits whenever. Like I'm already going to the gym and eating healthier than I ever.
This guy is delusional. Absolutely delusional. He thinks he's going to be like a legit 300-pound slab of prime beef. No. I'm sorry, I hate to break it to you, mate, but you're going to have a lot of loose skin. You're going to have a lot of issues, even if you've lost weight. Pardon me. And even at 300 pounds at 6'5", I think that's still obese, isn't it? So he basically just wants to stay obese but have a lot of muscle. He basically just wants to be in the position where he wants to eat a ton of food all the time. And he thinks that by, putting on 100 kg of muscle, he is, like, honestly, listening to this, it's like listening to the ramblings of a madman. He is a Gaul, yeah. I mean, he already looks a bit like Rosie. So, yeah, they're like, yeah, hell yeah, brother. Yeah, I know what you mean. Oh, you're going to weigh 300 pounds and you're going to be a solid 200 pounds of muscle, dude. And you're going to be eating like 800 kilos of potatoes and 65 candied yams, whatever the fuck,
Have.
Yeah.
If that's
No,
not
you're
building
right,
habits,
man,
right?
yeah.
Like people are like, oh, you should be eating the amount of calories you want to end up eating, or you should be building these small habits. I'm like, no, I want to get the fuck off.
Yeah.
And you're a really smart guy. I don't got to tell you that. You're
Mate, you're bullshitting him there. You're a really smart guy. Hey, mate, just kiss his ass. Just tell him to come out back with you and tan your arseholes in the sun. Why not?
very blunt, like my wife. But your statement you just said is exactly what we like to follow too. Is life is for the living. We live in America. There's a lot of great food. If
Ginger
you want to
QLR,
build
yeah.
your body up to eat 5,000 calories and maintain a good weight, you can freaking do it. And a lot of people don't think you can do it.
Yeah.
They gripe and they moan and they, oh, what about your deficit and this and that? Dude, it's a doable thing.
Yeah, these two guys are also delusional though. Yeah, you're right, Paolo. And this guy especially, see, he can just say whatever the fuck he wants because he's just like, yeah, I've got a muscle here, I've got a muscle there. I can just say shit, to be honest.
Yeah, and a deficit is different for everybody.
Yes.
Like, so the deficit is like, who cares, man? Like, with the amount of muscle I'll have, like, I'm 6'5", my goal weight's 295,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to do strongman.
Ooh, I like.
Imagine how much muscle at my size, at like 300 pounds, I would have.
Yeah, it's 6'5".
Like, at an optimal level,
yeah.
I will have enough muscle on my body and be so, like, I don't know how to word this. You know what I mean? But I would be like,
Obese? What is he talking about? Like, he actually believes this shit. Like, there's literal diarrhea, literal raw sewage plopping out of his mouth. And he's like, yeah, this is all true. I believe it. And these two are like, yeah, dude. Yeah, you could totally do it, dude. Yeah.
so fit at that point where I could easily burn through 4,500 plus calories a day without even thinking about it.
Yeah.
Like, I'll probably have like a BMR of what I have now when I weigh 300 pounds with the amount of muscle that I'll have.
Yeah,
So I'll be able to eat 4,000 calories a day and maintain that weight.
you will. Yeah, I've extreme example. One time,
The interviewer would probably cry if I said he was looking a bit flat. Yeah. It's giving foodies the imaginary six-pack arc. Yeah, it's even beyond that. It's absolutely delusional. All Ethan needs is a pot of gravy and just be like, yep, drink it with a straw, drink it with a spoon, you know?
I wanted to see how high I could build up my metabolism without gaining a single pound, and I took the diligence of 8 months to build from 3,000 calories. I was already in a surplus to 4,600 calories. Didn't gain a pound.
Wow.
8 months.
Exactly, Paolo. If my grandmother had wheels, she would be a bike. Right? No, I think he means BMR, basal metabolic rate. So he reckons he would have a basal metabolic rate of 3,000 calories. I think the only people that eat 6,000 calories are probably sumo wrestlers and triathletes. And maybe a couple of strongmen. Maybe Eddie Hall eats like 6,000 calories. But Ethan is just absolutely delusional. And looking at his legs now, he's clearly skipping leg day. Even with how his legs are looking now. Leg day is being skipped. Okay.
So what was that? What did that timeline look like? Like every few weeks you added 100 or like
No, every week I went the conservative route because my goal was to not gain any weight.
Yeah.
So it was about 50 calories a week
50 calories a week?
over the course of 8 months.
Crazy, man. Because like for me, I don't care about 50 calories.
Yeah. It's
Like I don't even pay attention to, like, if I eat, because my goal is 2,500. If I eat under 26, I'm happy. Like if I eat under 2400, under 26, I'm happy.
Yeah, it was
like,
an
because
obsessive move.
like I guess that's kind of wild, because like for me, I don't, like, I'm not that nitpicky. Like if I look at this and I'm like, if I eat this for dinner, it'll put me at 2,610 calories for the day. I'm like, all right, whatever, who cares? It's 100 calories.
Yeah.
But I never thought about it, like fine tuning it that. How do you even eat when you're fine tuning your diet to like the 50 calorie point?
Oh man, Tootsie Rolls.
So how do you know you're eating 2,500 calories then? If you're not fine tuning, if you're not like doing like fairly accurate weighing? It seems like he's not actually counting his calories properly, which would explain why some days he's eating 8,000 and some days he's eating 2,600. I know it's terrible. I know. Sometimes I think I'm eating 2 eggs and I'm actually eating 6 chickens. And it's mad because like the eggs are like that, the chickens are like that. It's strange, I know, but
I'm just kidding.
Like just an extra piece of candy or like an extra ounce of meat or something. Like
Yeah, just when you're tracking everything at the end of the day, you look how much the last meal of the day is the most important meal from a tracking perspective because it's the only one that truly matters to hit the numbers.
yeah.
So I just played the game.
So do you have, when you were doing that, did you have like a specific protein goal or was it sheer caloric intake?
No, always a protein goal. So there's only 3 things that make up a calorie, right? Carbs, fat, protein, and there's
do you reckon Ethan is like the amalgamation of all of the girls? Glitter and Laser's Denial, Quirky Love Rosie's podcast running around, Foodie Beauty's utter delusion, and Amberlynn's weird style of speech. I don't know.
They're all vital in my opinion. So yeah, you can't just, I mean, that's the problem with most Americans is even if they're going just by calories, if they're eating 2,500
So
calories.
were you actually building enough muscle to burn that many calories during that, or were you literally just ramping up your metabolism?
This was after bodybuilding and powerlifting, so I had a good amount of muscle mass on me, probably about the same amount as I do now.
Okay.
So yeah.
So what would you say your maintenance is right now, or what's your like
Maintenance? Well, because I do the reverse diet and control my own metabolism, my maintenance is around 2,800.
Okay.
Yeah, which is higher than usual. Like someone my size, 180 pounds, 6 foot, their maintenance is probably more low 2,000s.
Okay.
But most men want to eat a little more than that. So if you want to, you just got to get your metabolism adjusted to that new amount. That way you can have that cushion and enjoy. Say, hey, I want to eat 2,800 calories a day. Okay, well then let's get you there so you can live that life. Like you said.
I feel like this is we're into like bro science. We've got bro science, we've got biohacking, and Ethan sat there like, yeah, when I do it, I find that it actually helps me with the weight loss. And that's why I've lost 220 pounds, even though it doesn't look like it in my face.
If 5,000 is your limit, that's extreme, but it's doable. You can get yourself to
I'm
a
thinking like I don't know, I probably won't maintain that size for long, but like when I get that weight off,
yeah,
and I build that muscle up, I could easily be at a point where I'm eating 4+, just not even thinking about it.
yeah,
That's totally doable.
you're a big eater, then that's
At
what
my
you do.
size, dude.
Yeah.
He just wants to be a gut muscle guy, just eating 4,000 calories a day. He just wants to eat. He's just a fat bastard. That's it. He just wants to eat food and that's it. And he wants to have the excuse to be able to eat food. Okay? Because he's super morbidly obese, he doesn't have the excuse to eat food. People are telling him to lose weight. But if he builds enough muscle, then he's going to be able to have people turn it the other way and say, if you want to maintain this amount of musculature, you're going to need to eat 4,000 calories a day. He wants people telling him that he needs to eat that amount. He wants to forever be eating what he's eating right now, but losing weight and gaining muscle while he's doing it. And it's just not feasible at all. Welcome in, Debbie. Good to see you.
Like,
I mean, I'm super small. Look at me. It takes me 3,200 calories a day in order just to maintain my weight.
His is even higher than mine.
that's wild.
And I'm how much smaller than he is. You know?
All right.
He's like 6 foot. I'm 5'7", 150 pounds. And just to maintain that, I have to eat 3,200 calories a day. And to be in a surplus, it's, anything above that to very slowly, gradually gain weight. But to me, it's not worth it. 'Cause sometimes it's like once I start doing that, to me, I feel more sluggish. I feel more tired. I feel more
Not that it matters. Okay, it doesn't matter. But my gaydar is going off right now.
brain fog. So I kind of like where I'm at, maintaining 9-10% body fat. I feel good. I feel strong. I feel healthy. Like everything just feels good that I feel dialed in. And I don't really care anymore to try and gain as much muscle mass and be as big as I possibly can. I already did that in the past with bodybuilding and doing some powerlifting and stuff that it's not worth that sacrifice.
Yeah.
So it just depends what you're going for. But again,
It's hard to be a bottom and eat 3,200 calories, to be fair.
like he was talking about, the reverse diet, and you slowly build your metabolism up. The sky's the limit of how much you could potentially actually
And I
eat
think
each day
that's
without
what
gaining
we're
weight.
kind of doing. Like we did it kind of like an extreme though. There wasn't nothing slow about it. Like we went from as soon as I started working with Kevin at PH2 Nutrition, we went from, I was doing 2,000 calories and 175 grams of protein a day.
Okay.
And the first week we went up to 2,500 calories with 250 grams of protein a day. So that might have been a little shock.
2,500 calories. He's got that vocal fry.
To my system, and maybe that's part of why the scale hasn't been moving as much, but like that's still like a crazy deficit for me. Like we want to get up to that 3K point by the end of the year where I'm doing like 3K for my deficit, right?
Yeah.
So
For reference,
hope
what
you get
like
done.
before you started your fitness journey or documenting any, but how many calories and stuff are you eating each day roughly?
Always, man. Probably thousands and thousands. It's not hard to eat. It's not hard to eat calories.
Well, I didn't know if you had a rough idea if it was
I
like
ain't
4,000 or
tracked.
5,000 calories.
Yeah, it's not hard to eat calories of shite. Like, if you have, like, I don't know, pizza rolls, for example, you could probably pack through like 30, 40 pizza rolls, and that's probably 2,000 calories gone, isn't it? And you've barely eaten anything.
Calories just off of what you know now.
Oh, dude, easily 6.
Easily
5 or 6, yeah.
That's what I was curious.
Not hard to
you
eat
know.
calories.
Oh no, I mean, especially like as we were talking about the other day,
Especially when you're someone
other
that just
things,
is like bored and eats all the time. Like,
Right.
I'm just getting the vocal right now. I mean, I hate it.
I used to go crazy on snacks, bro.
You know what's
And that's
crazy
where the
though?
calories are.
Looking at your body type, your height and everything, when you put on that muscle mass and you shut off that unnecessary fat, your body's going to be revving on all cylinders. Like
Oh,
people,
yeah.
some people look, speaking of strongman, some of those guys eat close to 10,000 calories, but they're a shit brick house, man.
Yeah.
They're big. So
No, it's actually brick shit house, not shit brick house. Because a shit brick house means it's terrible. But a brick shit house means it's a sturdy thing, you know? So you've actually just insulted Ethan by calling him a shit brick house. And you're feeding into his delusion, you silly bastard, drinking your bloody bog water from Shrek's toilet.
people might think it's crazy. He's not going to be able to eat 5,000 calories and maintain.
No,
weight.
that's I
Yeah,
think
he
that's
is.
like 4,000 is pretty conservative of an estimate. If I don't know. I'll obviously I would never do like the enhancements or anything like that, so I can only
Same.
go so far.
Yeah.
Right? But I could huge, man.
Mhm.
Like I am huge now, but I'm like jiggly. I could be like solid. He's jiggly. I could be solid.
No, you
man.
sound destined, man. You're going to get it done.
So-
The fact that you're still
You're gonna get it done, dude. How do you screw that saying up? Yeah, I don't know. But they are spoon feeding him delusion. They're like, yeah, you could do this. Yeah, you could eat 10,000 calories. Yeah, open your mouth a bit wider. Blip, blip, blip.
so far from it, it's cool that you know, like, I'm getting here.
Well, I've lost 155. This is the lowest I've been probably since high school.
Dang.
So and
Yeah.
it might take me a few weeks to get below that 500 mark.
Yeah.
Like this weekend. That's that weigh in on Monday, man. Like I told you, like my hand, like at the end of that 5K, my hand was so swollen
Yeah.
that I could not even like close my grip.
Really? Sure,
Yeah.
I saw that.
Like, his hand was so swollen, he couldn't put his hand up his ventriloquist doll's bum. That's how fat his hand was. You gotta feel sorry for him.
Just
Sure.
from, like the freaking heat and the humidity and the activity, right?
Yeah.
Like you retain a lot of water when you do a lot of activity. So walking like my first 5K this weekend and doing a couple gym sessions and being out in the heat and then eating the sodium while traveling. Like I know, like even if I probably had like 3,500 calories yesterday, right? Like that's not very low. That's not a huge deficit for me, but it's still a deficit.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's still a deficit, especially.
It's still a deficit. It's still a deficit. And why is he like, I had to have a lot of sodium? Why did you have to have a lot of sodium when you were out traveling? When you travel, does that mean like everything outside of your town is just full of salt? But I'm still in a deficit.
Especially with the activity we did yesterday, I probably still had at least 1,000 calorie difference between what I burned and what I ate.
Mm.
So
Uncle Buck.
even like today, man, like I know like this freaking scale is gonna go up.
He does look a bit like John Candy and Uncle Buck. But you know what? R.I.P. John Candy. Screw Ethan. Thank you so much.
can already feel it, like with the lymphedema and stuff. I know that scale is either gonna be like where it was, or it's gonna.
He does have lymphedema. He's got lymphedema, so that means he thinks he's got unburnable fat. No. He's got lipedema, lymphedema, dimpadema doo. Oh, shit. He literally is the male glitter and lasers. Future wife, Anna O'Brien? Or should we say Anna Benard. Strong man, strong woman coming together to eat 20,000 calories for dinner. Oh, this match made in heaven. And Valentine's Day is coming up. So, perhaps we could do a bit of matchmaking. Anna, meet Ethan. Ethan, meet Anna. I've been following him. He's been in the gym working out with some kind of sponsor products and his friend Danny. Wookie, this is 3 months old, I believe. Yeah, 3 months ago. Less than 1,000 views in 3 months, which is kind of weird.
Going to be a little higher, and that everyone's going to be like, "Oh my God, look at him! He's ever since he started this, he's just leading us on. He's not actually losing weight, right?" But then I look back at this weekend. I walked a freaking 5K as a 500-pound guy.
Yeah.
I added 100 pounds to my deadlift, and we will have gotten 2 full
Good time.
gym sessions, multiple hour gym sessions in by the end of the weekend.
Yeah.
We'll make sure to post that.
So
He's doing a deadlift with a hiatal hernia, by the way. Well done, mate.
if that's not progress, what the hell is, man? Who cares if I eat 4,000 calories? I'm on. This is like vacation, man. This is my first time out of Michigan in a long time. So like, who gives a crap,
Dude, I love that.
you know?
I think everyone
And like that's
judges like progress is one thing.
Yeah.
Right? Especially like for you and your journey, you're on a weight loss. Everyone just judges your progress off of weight loss. If you're not losing weight, they're like, he's making no progress. They're like, he's gaining weight.
well, that's
He's
the
going
thing,
backwards.
man. Like I deadlifted over half my body weight, which isn't necessarily impressive for someone my size. But if you take in all the other factors,
That is impressive though.
for
your
me,
size.
that's
You know?
crazy, man. With like the nerve damage and how weak I've been this past couple years, like that's a crazy feat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From going to the
No
hospital,
one ever
almost dying, to having nerve damage, to
So I know there's
your
going to be
body weight.
those people that are like, "Oh, well, what's the point of your goal or your nutritionist if you're supposed to have 2,500 calories and then you go to Chicago and eat 4,000?" Who cares, man?
Yeah, but 4,000 calories in Chicago, that's actually 2,000 calories in Michigan. Okay? So if you want to lose weight and still eat all those calories, move to Chicago. Move to Michigan. You know? Wookie, yeah, he started at 660, he claims, and he said he's 440 now. But I just want to show people that weren't here at the beginning. This is him a couple of days ago, and this is him at 660. There's very little change here, honestly. Like I don't see it personally. Like, I showed Zebs this picture, and he thought that it was a before and after, left to right, but actually, it's right to left. So, I don't know. I don't see any change. This one.
yeah.
Like I get, like, yeah, if I was like super locked in, I could freaking stick to my macros and do 2,500 calories a day. That's not living, dude.
Yeah.
Like that's the whole point. Like that.
But I thought you said you wanted to lose the weight fast. You want the weight gone. So what's wrong with sacrificing a year or two of your life at 2,500 calories in order to do that? So you need to make up your mind about whether you want to build healthy habits, whether you want to be successful, and you know, he's very tiring. Yeah, I understand, Wookie. No, I know, but it comes from the face. A lot of the initial weight loss, so it's kind of weird that he's not losing it in the face. You know,
That's the whole point. You should be able to enjoy the journey. If you can't enjoy the journey, it's not going to be sustainable. If you stick to it 100% of the time, yeah, you'll make progress, but it's a lot of fat people or people who struggle with stuff like that. If they do that to themselves, they'll hit that breaking point and then they'll just crash out.
Yeah, exactly.
But if you give yourself a little bit of leeway,
he complains a hell of a lot, Wookie. Yeah, like I think he's complained like Out of the 34 minutes, I think he's complained like 30 of them.
Who cares?
Yeah, dude.
Who
Dude,
cares?
the same thing happens in bodybuilding. You know, it's like you deprive yourself so much of certain things, especially when you're trying to get in good shape. You know, same thing happened to me when I did bodybuilding. You know, ate super clean, healthy, which can be subjective to people, but when you're done, you're just craving so many things you couldn't have. That I told Tyler this, that after I finished my bodybuilding show, within 3 months after, I gained 30 pounds. Felt like complete shit. Like I felt so bloated. I had so much water retention, like you were talking about, that I couldn't even bend over, tie my own shoes with feeling like I was gonna puke. Because I gained that
He couldn't bend over. That's very tough.
much weight that fast that everything just ballooned up, and I felt so bad. And you know, I wasn't that heavy. I mean, I got up to, I think, 170. I went from like 139 or 138 or something to 170, and felt the worst I've ever felt in my life. So
You if you're eating in a calorie deficit, right? You don't have to be in that mentality of salad and like rabbit food kind of thing. Like, you know what like Foodie Beauty says, you know? You can, if you eat whole foods, then you can actually, you know, be just fine. You have to flavor stuff. Because, you know, let's face it, some vegetables, they don't taste great without any flavoring. And I don't mean like adding a ton of butter and things like that, but you've got herbs, you've got spices and things like that you can add, right? So like paprika, cumin, oregano, basil, all that kind of stuff. You know, you need flavor. And people seem to think that if you want to lose weight, you have to just boil your chicken and just basically boil everything in the same pot and glug it down, you know?
like, I give you so much props too, because I can only imagine what your day feel like. So that's just like a small glimpse of gaining that much weight that quick. But I'm sure you feel like that almost daily. But most people don't even realize it. Yeah, but most people don't realize the difficulties that come with it.
Yeah. Well, at this size too, like it's not a normal life. I don't know what.
Do you know what? The closed captions are like Ethan's journey. They've basically just given up halfway through. Because I've tried to turn the captions on and off, and it's just not doing anything.
A normal life is yet, you know, I won't know what a normal life is until the skin removal surgery, and then the probably after the whatever recovery period that is, whenever that ends. That's maybe the first time I'll get to experience what it's like to be quote unquote normal, right?
He has got it all planned out. Wife, kids, weight loss surgery, 300-pound strong man. He's got all of this planned out for the future, right? But why don't you think about today? Why don't you think about tomorrow? Because they're the important times. What you do today will have an effect on what you do tomorrow, you know? Exactly. Get there first, and then we can talk about Peggy Sue and little Jimmy. Little Jimmy going off to circus college to get his degree in the dramatic art of juggling. We can think about that years down the line. What we need to do is think about what we're going to eat today, what we're going to exercise today, and then repeat that. Yes, it's very monotonous to have to plan things and do things like that, but you know what? It pays off in the end. So.
Wow.
Seems pretty normal to me.
Yeah.
You're cool, dude.
So speaking of how you feel, what are some mental struggles you're dealing with even now? And how do you...
Mental struggles would be delusion, I think is the main one for Ethan here. He is extremely delusional. He's going to have a wardrobe malfunction if he manspreads anymore. He is bulging out, for sure.
you overcome it?
I don't know, man.
If you don't mind sharing.
Can you be more specific? Because I have a very active mind, dude. Like, I'm always
Well, you just mentioned that you don't live a normal life. So for most of the population, that's considered normal. What are the things they wouldn't even think about?
Well, like I said, just like the menial tasks, man. Like just like literally getting up, moving around, doing literally anything. Like getting in and out of vehicles, up and off furniture, getting dressed.
stairs.
taking care of yourself, going up the stairs, walking, whatever, right? Like any of
Yeah, but you just walked a 5K, mate, and now you've got hands that look like Andre the Giant's buttocks.
that stuff is just way harder and way more straining than it would be for someone who was like a normal size, right?
Yeah,
Wiping.
totally.
So, and like I said, none of that's going to change overnight. So there's no amount of effort in one day that I can do to just be like, oh yeah, if I do this today.
Yeah, Wookie, I think his main reason for losing weight is he wants a wife and a kid. Bell Pepper, this is his job. He's a professional weight loss content creator. This is his job. So when he loses the weight, he's not going to be a weight loss creator anymore. So maybe he's trying to stick with the old fattiness, you know?
Hey, I'll be able to go up the stairs easier tomorrow.
Yeah.
Nope. Doesn't work like that.
Say that's part of your motive. Do you ever sit and think what
No.
it's going to be like?
Only
Do you ever sit and think, no? Yeah, but do you ever think, no? No, I never think about anything. The 5K are his steps for the year. Do you ever think about, no?
in the sense that being able to be more physically capable will allow me to be a better father and husband.
Oh, totally.
That's the only motive.
You don't have a wife and kid. Stop talking about your imaginary wife and your fake kid. Julia is more my child, is more of a real child than Ethan's current living situation. Yeah? Isn't that right, Julia? Yes, Daddy. Don't say it like that. Anyway. It's so bizarre. It's like, my wife and kid, my wife and kid, my wife and my children. He's already divorced his wife. He's already moved on to his third wife. Guy's already built like Henry VIII. He might as well have 6 wives. Yeah, go on a date first, mate. Actually find a human female who would actually want to talk to you.
Motive from that. I don't give a shit.
that?
If I didn't have that vision of a family, I wouldn't care at all. I would just stay like this all life.
Julia does look
Puts a
great.
smile on my
Shit.
face. Not the dying part, but just how like
No, seriously,
the
man.
part of like you wanting to lose weight because you want to be able to do that. You know, a
Yeah.
lot of people don't really care.
Well, I'm a pretty traditional person, right? Like I think the husband should be the provider and the protector.
Yeah, I totally agree.
So
Yeah, I mean, he provides enough protection anyway. No, I won't go into that.
You gave me a good laugh.
that, bro.
You gave me a good laugh yesterday in the car when Ethan was in the car with me, and you know I have 2 young kids, and where we talk about tablets, you know, tablets and parents, and like in today's world, everybody's got tablets, iPads. They just give to their kids because, no offense, it's an easier route
Yeah.
for a lot of people to be able to do that. To be like, okay, here, just stay quiet back there. But I kind of enjoy the challenge. We don't do that. We don't have tablets. We don't have iPads. We give to the kids. It's how can you keep them occupied and busy and do different kind of games in the car that are interactive.
Laurie, Ethan is a professional broadcaster. And by professional broadcaster, I mean he does Twitch streams. Like, if we're talking about it like that, I'm a professional broadcaster right now. Streaming to you guys. I'm actually really professional right now. Do you like my orange jumper that I've dressed up in? It's very professional, actually. Thank you for making this watchable. I'm glad I could help. I'm actually quite having a lot of fun, to be fair. He can't take care of himself, so how can he take care of anybody else? Exactly.
It keeps it more engaging. Sometimes it can be challenging, yeah, but who doesn't like a challenge? Like, you have kids for a reason, not to just keep them entertained by social media or videos or other things
Yeah, I
going
don't
on.
think that's necessarily super relevant of a topic, but I do agree. I think a lot of people treat their children as a chore more than like actually trying to build them up into a nice, solid human.
Yeah.
Okay, but they actually have the real children, Ethan. You know, so maybe talk like, you know, when you actually have the children, when you actually have intercourse with a human female, then maybe we'll talk.
I agree. The world's changing.
Yeah.
Very fast. As you see, growing on social media. I mean, look how many people follow you very quickly.
Yeah.
It's a whole different world than what we used to live in. So you can become very relevant very fast on social media.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, that's what it's all about,
Yeah.
right? Like just sharing the story.
Yeah, and you got a
sure.
cool story that people need to hear.
Yeah. Yeah, man, it's badass.
You've got a cool story we really need to hear. Say something. Please say something. Just looking at his mate like, please say something. I don't know what else to say now.
That's where you're at. That's why we're here today.
Self-employed
That's
person
part
on
of my
Facebook.
favorite parts about this, right? Like when I was doing the podcasting before, people were there to be entertained.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as I went away, whole audience was gone, right?
Yeah.
And then when I came back from that hospitalization, I was so depressed, like I wasn't the same person.
Wow.
So anyone who stuck around, I ended up inadvertently driving away.
Wow.
This time around, people are here to see what happens. So it's not just an audience, it's also an audience that wants to see
Great point.
the outcome, which is insanely valuable
Yeah.
because most of them are going to stick around.
But I thought you said earlier in the cold tub that you didn't give a shit about that. You said you don't care about inspiring people. You don't care about people wanting to see your journey. You're doing this for the imaginary wife and kids. Ginger Peter Griffin. Yeah. He is see. But I know I'm no all painting, right? But he is a bit unfortunate looking.
Yeah, that's very true.
The question
He
is...
has lost weight. I don't think he's lost 220 pounds though. I think at most he may have lost 100, maybe 80 to 100 pounds. But yeah, there is something not right about Ethan's weight loss journey. I think he lives with elderly parents. Yeah, he does live with his parents. Yeah.
How many will stick around after that growth has been attained? Right? Because you probably know, like, as soon as you achieve what you're trying to do, a lot less people will support you.
Oh, you're a smart man. Yeah.
So I'm very curious to see what's going to happen when
He sat there talking to his imaginary wife and kids. Hey, Lois. Lois, I'm gonna get a job at Pawtucket Brewery. Okay, Peter. No, that's Marge Simpson, isn't it? Let me start again. Look, I'm gonna be the greatest guy. I'm gonna be the greatest guy in the world. Okay, Peter.
I get to that weight loss goal, and I have the skin removed, and I have all the projects that I'm working on up, and people see what kind of person that Ethan is. That Ethan is probably gonna get a lot more hate than this Ethan.
Yeah.
Much like the wife and kids, that Ethan doesn't exist either. So let's take it one day at a time.
Unironically.
I love that you.
Which I'm also prepared for, right? Because I've experienced that level of hatred from the internet before.
Yeah. Well, to be in the midst of it and say that.
So I'm ready.
Impressive.
But
Yeah.
I'm just very curious to see how people are going to treat fit, happy, financially secure Ethan compared to how they're treating broke, fat, trying to better himself Ethan.
And sometimes it's not a...
If you're a nice person, then I think people will treat you the same if you're overweight and at a normal weight. I have a group of people that loved me at my worst and they love me now. If you feel like you're... See, I feel like I've improved as a person from when I was over 500 to where I am now. But Ethan seems to think that everything is going to be overhauled. And when he loses this weight, everything's going to magically fall into place. And he's going to have a wife, he's going to have kids. But the personality is just not there. Well, the personality is there, but he's not very likable. Like, I don't know about you guys, but he does not come across as very likable. He actually comes across as quite conceited, quite narcissistic, and it seems like he doesn't give a shit about the people that follow him on social media. I think he sees them as numbers, and he sees them as a means to an end for this personal trainer who's worked on the Marvel films, this nutritionist, this Jocko Fuel guy, He's all about things that could happen. He's not actually thinking about what's going on at the moment. And I just find he's very conceited. He is a Gaul. He's the male Gaul. And I'm really glad that I'm finding these male Gauls, like Taylor Sowers and Ethan Benard. I dub thee Gauls. Thank you so much.
About the people is going to be, what do you think of yourself?
Oh no, I'll
At
be
the
happy.
end-
I'll be
exactly.
happy.
At the end of the day,
But I'm
that's all
very
that
curious
matters.
to see what, like, who switches up. You know, like how the audience reacts and stuff. You know, it'll be telling.
Huh.
Huh.
Good point.
Hmm.
Wow, it's like you got 3 parts here: who you were, who you are, and who you're gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, bruh. Like, that actually blows my mind. Like, you've got the past, and you've got the present, and you've got the future, dude. Wow. Like, that's like amazing, right, dude? Yeah, it's really good. Yeah.
With your past self, is there any part of that, Ethan, that you're still trying to find peace with? Who you were then versus who you are
I
now?
don't care. Who cares? I only care about long losing. I'll give.
He's just like, who cares? Who cares? Who cares? I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. All right, mate. All right, mate. Calm down. This is like watching Camus, Sartre, and Nietzsche all having a conversation. This is amazing. It's like watching Sigmund Freud have a word with Wittgenstein. It's amazing.
a shit about who
It's
I was.
true though. I mean, it is
It's
the
so true,
past.
though,
Truly,
Yeah.
a lot of people.
I mean, I'm
focus
thankful
so
that I
much.
did what I did, right? Because like I am so adept with like being on camera and stuff. I was on camera 60 to 70 hours a week for 3 years,
Yeah,
so I'm used to it.
we didn't even share that. The
Yeah.
whole streaming.
Conversational,
Part of your
like,
life.
my conversational skill.
This conversation is about as deep as a puddle in August.
Was my conversational comedy. Like I'm actually like I really enjoy comedy, but I'm not an artist, man. I can't write jokes. I literally cannot sit down and write jokes, but my conversational comedy, like my quips and snapbacks and stuff, is like really on point.
okay.
The streaming was kind of like improv.
Ethan, it's been 42 minutes and I haven't laughed once. I've laughed at myself because I'm hilariously funny. But I've not laughed at Ethan. Ethan hasn't really made any jokes. Nihilism suggests he shouldn't bother with his weight loss either. Yeah. True. True.
Right? Like it's all on the spot. Like just reacting to what
like
happens,
improv.
like whether with what you're doing or who says what or whatever.
Yeah.
It's all like on the spot conversation.
Yeah.
And I did that on camera 70 hours a week from 2019 to 2021.
Mm.
We've seen those jokes all weekend.
Mm.
Yeah. Nonstop. Just
Yeah. You and Danny. It's a
sarcasm
nice
used to
duo.
be my second language, man. I've been
Yeah.
trying to swear less and I've been trying to be less sarcastic, but sometimes it's just like it's just funny, dude.
Yeah.
Keeps life
I don't
fun.
care if it's like a little rude. Like it's
Yeah.
shit's funny, man.
It's funny.
It's funny, dude.
Just be you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you've not done this at all on the podcast, so... Oh my god. Is this the reincarnation of John Candy? Ethan Benard is going to be cast as Uncle Buck in Uncle Buck 2, The Buccaneering. He's going to be a buccaneer. I love it. I love it. Sign him up.
Because like I said, like I care just as much or more about entertaining than I do inspiring.
Yes, Paolo, yeah.
The inspiring and motivating is cool. I'm happy that I'm in a position where literally me doing what I do can help people,
Okay.
but I would rather entertain. And I'm in a position right now where I can do both.
He's not very quick. No, he's about as fast as a turtle doing a 3-point turn. He's not very fast at all.
Yeah.
So like my professional goal is to entertain.
Okay. What's your idea of entertaining?
Talk show. Stuff
Okay.
like that, right? Like
Right.
just being a personality, like just like giving people entertainment, right?
Oh,
Like
yeah.
being something that someone would like unironically just sit down and watch
Exactly,
to entertain
Laura, yeah.
themselves.
So no topics or anything. Just
Don't
anything
care.
goes.
I don't care what.
That's
If I'm on camera and I'm enjoying what I'm doing and I think that it's entertaining, I'm happy.
Wow.
And I'm pretty
And if you've got a
confident
knack
in what I
for it.
do.
Yeah.
Like I'm pretty
right.
confident in what I do. Like that's the thing. I don't give a shit about comments, man. I get like stupid. I used to get hundreds and hundreds of hate comments a day on the gaming stuff. Now they're few and far between. But the comments that bother me more than anything is when people actually talk shit about like who I am or
He's standing in the middle of the Colosseum like Russell Crowe. Are you not entertained? Like, the thing with hate comments, right? I Why are these two glazing him so hard? Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know why. I'm a fat guy on the internet, right? Let's face it. And the hate comments that I get are extremely rare. And I think that's probably because, one, I'm a small content creator, so there's less chance for me to have those kind of comments. And two, I like to think that I have a likable personality. Ethan doesn't come across as a likable person to me. Welcome to the Who Gives a Fuck podcast where nothing happens. Yeah, exactly. The Lions would be full for weeks, yeah.
What I do. Because those are two things that I'll defend to the damn death.
Who you are and what you do?
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean?
My content.
Oh.
What I create. What I do. I take pride in the content that I create, and I take pride in who I am and my beliefs and values as a person.
I mean, what have people said about what you do so far?
Well, no, like that's the thing. Like, oh, he's doing this. We got to unfollow his page. He's acting like this, like stuff like that. Like if people comment like that, those are the comments that like kind of make me the maddest. Because if people come after who I am or what I do, those are like the two things in life that I take pride in more than anything. So then I'll get like kind of defensive in a way. But I mean, it is what it is, man. I don't have.
I mean, if you're getting those comments about who you are and what you do, maybe then there's some kind of maybe there's some kind of issue there. Maybe. My hate content's probably the girls, probably. I remember Foodie Beauty's commented on my stuff a couple of times.
The body to match that confidence yet, but that'll be.
Oh, he's doing this.
You know, it takes me back to what you said in the cold tub. You said that you didn't really respect yourself.
Oh yeah, I didn't.
But now that if you care about what people are saying, if you care about what people are saying about,
I've always respected myself. I've always loved who I am. I've always hated my body.
Earlier, you said you don't respect yourself. He's contradicted himself like 5 or 6 times in this podcast over the same thing. And he's just sat there like Peter Griffin, like, I'm going to the bearded clam after this podcast.
That's the big kicker, right?
Okay.
I appreciate that, Corvid. Thank you. Just
You've
waiting for
seen
him
that's
to claim
gonna
fat
change.
phobia. Yeah.
You love yourself and your body.
Yeah. No, that's the thing, man. If 600-pound fat depressed Ethan could make people laugh for a living and make $6,000 a month sitting on his ass playing video games, imagine what 300-pound fit, not depressed Ethan will be able to do as an entertainer.
Yeah.
I mean, that's it.
There's literally no limit.
Oh my gosh, you maybe give me a second.
Don't clap that. No. Put your shoes on, stripy bottom. Put your bloody shoes on. Don't clap that. That's not clap it. That's a clappable offence, that. Mate. $6,000 on your bloody Twitch shit. Okay, well done. You sat on your ass playing Valorant going, oh my god, that didn't actually hit though. Easy anti-cheat. Who gives a shit, mate? Just lose the weight. Be honest with your audience and stop saying, I don't care. I don't care. Wife and kids, I don't care.
I need to get your gift.
Yeah. Completely forgot. We got a little something for you.
I kind of forgot about it too after the record button incident.
Oh my gosh. You can say it. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Right? Don't mind me. Is that a
10 or 15
tuxedo bag?
A tuxedo bag, dude.
You sparked my mind when you were saying it, so we got two things in there.
All right. What is this, dude?
This has a little message on it that had us think about you.
A
when you
Saint
open it up.
Christopher medal. Open up the medal itself?
No, read this.
Or the box?
Shouldn't they have given him a Saint Benard medal? Because he looks like a...
All right, let's see. This medal carries the promise of health and well-being, protection in daily life and long journeys.
He does look a bit like
to bring
Queso,
with you. It's a
yeah.
non-denominational pennant. You can,
That is sweet, man.
We thought it was very
Take home.
suiting for your long journey you're going on.
Right.
Let's become a better
Yeah,
person.
long
man.
journeys is
Yeah.
an understatement, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
thank you. I appreciate that.
you're back to what we said in the tubs.
Do you wonder if Stripey's wife plays softball? I do wonder. Yeah, I do wonder a lot about that, actually.
You are not interested. You are committed, my friend.
Yeah.
And you've got so much reason outside of yourself that you're committed
Well,
to,
it's
and that's cool.
wild, dude. Like, I think once any person who needs to change or well, honestly, like,
He's going to bite that medal after the podcast. Like, is there chocolate in this?
there's a lot of people that need to change that don't want to change,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
But even the people
met a
that
few.
even the people that want to change aren't going to until they find the why.
That's the biggest thing.
The
right?
second that realization in my head of me failing this journey would also be failing my future wife and children, and knowing that I had that burden of their future on my back, I have not slipped up since.
They do not exist. This wife, these children, they do not exist. There is no extra DNA of yours anywhere in the world apart from in your mouth. Okay? How old is he? I think he's in his 20s.
Highest calorie day I've had this year was Father's Day. I ate 4,000 calories. I fasted the next day and I still lost 4 pounds that week.
Why did you eat 4,000 calories on Father's Day? Because you thought, well, I'm practicing to be a dad. I might as well get the dad bod.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, I've had high calorie days this year, but nothing like what I used to do. No craziness. Like I think I had pizza for the first time a few days ago in like 3 months.
Wow.
Like that's the level of, like, you gotta realize, you don't understand how locked in a 500-pound guy has to be to not eat stuff like pizza. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
No.
that's crazy.
I mean, I thought you didn't give a shit, though. I thought you were like, yeah, I can have over my calories. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
So the amount of self-discipline I've showed this year after making that realization is unparalleled to anything I've ever done in my life.
See, he looks like an 18-year-old high schooler, but he also looks like a 45-year-old lesbian librarian. So, you know, there's quite a gamut to run.
That makes sense.
Wow.
You have one more gift in there, by the way, if you
Yeah.
didn't see it.
Yeah, I was just trying
No,
to
I love it.
finish out that thought, dude.
I love it.
I mean, you could look at him and be like, you know,
Yeah, honey, these books are 2 weeks overdue and you owe the library $2.
he's also a heavy smoker.
So if you could just pay the $2, yeah.
That was a great thought.
As a lesbian, I'm offended.
Hey,
Sorry.
one line a day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We found this very, very suiting. I bought one of these about 3 years ago, started it in 2022.
No
I
worries,
gifted one to
well.
Tyler. He's got one that he uses every single day as well. And
Wow.
you're on a great journey. So it's literally 5 years of being able to document. I know you do the videos and everything.
He actually looks like Bruce Bogtrotter and Mrs. Trunchbull at the same time. I know, Belle. Come on. We all know that some lesbians do look like Ethan, you know. Let's just say. Some lesbians look like Katie Lang. Some don't. Some gays look like Julian Clary. Some don't. Some gays look like the guy from American Idol whose name I can't remember. Some don't.
Yeah.
But it's just like one paragraph a day to recap, document your day, what's going on, weight updates, whatever you want to put in there. And you can literally watch it change and read back from 5 years ago to see,
Oh,
man,
I
that
see.
you,
So it's
that you
20
were.
blank.
Yeah,
for
and
the
then you're
year.
going to fill it in. Yep. So 2025 to 2030.
2030.
Yes. That you get to watch your whole journey and reread all of it.
My favorite part about that being 3 years in since Devin gifted it is now that I have 2 lines above from the 2 previous years.
Mhm.
When I fill in the day, I like looking at what I did on that day the previous year.
That's
from the year
wild.
above
Yeah, it's funny
It's
actually.
Bruh. Like, I can imagine them having doobies, like, bruh. Like, like, you could write down the year, right? And then you could write down the next year, dude. Yeah, like, you should try it, dude, yeah. We don't want Ethan to get the munchies. Whatever happens, we don't want him to get the munchies. God forbid.
Yeah, I recently bought a new Bible,
Okay.
which it was funny because when I said that, people were like, "Oh, what do you mean buying a new Bible? The Bible hasn't changed in hundreds of years or whatever," right? Like, as if that's what I've.
What's wrong with these people?
Dude, oh my God, don't get me started, man.
Okay, but the Bible.
So I bought a new Bible and I just bought a new journal and I just bought a fountain pen to journal with. I can't even describe it, bro. It's just
All right, Shakespeare, calm the fuck down. You're going to have a quill and ink this time.
like a fancy ass, like old stool ink pen.
Fountain?
Fountain pen. Yeah, it's the type of head on it.
Oh.
It makes like that really fancy, like old school writing. Like if you wrote with like a feather or something, like it just looks really crazy. But so I just bought a new journal and a pen to write with. So that's perfect.
Just the little things. Reminds me of that vintage microphone you showed us that was like in your family one.
Yeah, dude, that oh, man, don't even get me started on the Blue Mouse, bro.
All right, I won't.
$1,300 mic from like the 80s.
If they made Protein MJ, they'd all be taking it. Yeah, they would. Does he also grift from a religious angle? Yeah, I think he does talk about religion a lot. He's been giving talks at his church about how he's lost so much weight. They probably all drink their own jizz. Yeah, probably. Piss.
But it's actually a kick drum mic. So it captures like the low end of the male voice incredibly well, but it's also a condenser, so it doesn't have the limited audio range of like a dynamic microphone.
Because he's really manly, the mic has to pick up the lower ends of his tone, you know, because he's so manly. He's got so much testosterone, it's just emanating from him. That's why his face is so hot. Because you go right up close and you can literally smell the testosterone coming off him, the pheromones. Oh, he stinks like a hotel.
So it has like the clarity and the audio range of a condenser microphone, but it has the low end of something like this. That's if I ever start like a podcast or something, I will 100% use that mic.
Don't
I'll
start
have it
a
like
podcast.
reverbed
Yeah.
forever.
Yeah, you said you got to have it refurbed, right?
So, but I literally spent like an entire paycheck from my retail job on that microphone,
True.
and I used it to broadcast every day for like 3 years.
Yeah. Nice.
I love that thing, dude.
I get the feeling that he's trying to deepen his voice. Like he's he's trying to be like, you know, welcome in Lafay, good to see you. It's not sweat, it's testosterone, exactly. Have you guys ever watched Bottom, the Rick Mail comedy, where he sprays all the pheromones about his person? It's like, oh, somebody blocked the drains. It's like that.
I think it's my single favorite piece of equipment I've ever used.
Wow.
Because my voice is my most powerful tool,
Yeah.
you know? So having something that captures it that well and allows it to resound the way it does is priceless for me.
He's doing a pirate software, yeah.
Ethan, what do you want to be remembered for, man, that has nothing to do with social media or status?
I mean, I don't know, man. I think it depends, right? Because like probably my longest lasting legacy will be my weight loss journey, right? Like I don't think there's any beating around that. Like no matter what I do professionally, even if I became like an actor or a host or whatever the hell, that probably wouldn't measure up to the journey that I went on. Because if you think about it, right? Like I started at 660 pounds, no weight loss meds. I'm not doing any surgeries other than like the skin removal, but that's kind of inevitable at the end, right? Like I will be one of the only people that was ever that size who got that weight off naturally, like without using the GLPs or anything like that, you know?
He's a special little weight loss. He's a special little weight loss snowflake. Okay, guys? He's very special. He's doing it all on his own. You know, I mean, if he shaves his head, he'll probably lose 20 pounds. Why don't you do that, Ethan?
So I think that in itself will be really impactful. And that's probably, I don't know if it's going to go in a history book or anything, dude, but that'll probably be the biggest impact I make in terms of like long lasting. You know what I mean? Because I feel like entertainment, even if you're a good entertainer, I don't think it's like not something that sticks around as long as like stories like that.
It's a really curative answer.
Yeah.
So
Going to be remembered for.
I like
I'd
that.
say you're right. That's going to be hard to beat for you.
yeah,
Is that part of
I
your
mean,
journey?
maybe people will look back on some of the stuff I made because they know of that journey.
Mhm.
But I think the journey itself is by far the biggest thing I'm going to leave, other than my like children and their.
I was
like,
gonna say,
descendants and stuff, you know. But that's kind of like a cop out answer. Like, oh,
He wants to be a 300-pound Hollywood strongman. He wants to be the next Arnold Schwarzenegger. Whereas this guy is more like Arnold Hammernecker at the moment.
You mentioned family.
my children and my children's children will be the best thing I leave. You know, that's a cop out.
Yeah, I wasn't going to judge you if you did it, but yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, it is what it is. But one last thing, closing out. What would be like for anybody watching this, friends, family, if something was to happen to you, what would you want to be remembered for, or what would you tell them as a piece of advice that could potentially help change their life?
First thing you say is, "Don't look underneath my bed."
Honestly, man, I think I would just want to be remembered for what I'm doing with how bad my situation is, right? Because like you guys know, like if I can put in this amount of effort at my size with everything that I deal with, most people don't really have an excuse.
Yeah.
Like changing yourself, like
Welcome in,
making
Rich.
that decision, actually making the decision, not convincing yourself that you made it, but actually making that decision. If someone like me is able to do that, I don't think a lot of people can really argue.
Yeah. And I think you're a prime example for a lot of people where they don't think a lot of things are achievable in life, no matter what it is. Income, goals, fitness, health, like it doesn't matter. A lot of
Exactly.
people think, oh, that it's not possible. But like you're the prime example of like, I'm gonna show you that anything's possible.
Well, yeah, and if my 500-pound ass can walk a 5K, if me as a 500-pound guy can walk a 5K, and
Yeah, he could be Gerald in the live-action Hey Arnold remake, but I think blackface wouldn't be very good for him, would it? Like he's walked a 5K, guys. Like he's walked a 5K, but his hands, guys, they're the size of Richard Branson's hot air balloons. He could circumnavigate the globe just by catching a wind up in the air, you know? Those guys feel so much better about themselves. They really do, yeah.
deadlift 260 whatever pounds,
65.
what does the person who has like 50 pounds to lose have as an excuse?
Dang. If that isn't motivating,
Like,
I don't know what is.
Like, I'm not trying to call anyone out, but like,
No, that's not motivating. If I could eat 4,500 calories a day, why can't you? If I could do it, why can't you? Yeah? Shut up, Ethan.
if I can do it, you can do it a hell of a lot easier than I can,
Yeah.
most likely, you know?
Wow. Yeah, that's a
No.
kick in the teeth for anyone.
And
No,
there's
no, 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 no. Ethan has hundreds of pounds to lose. He could feasibly lose weight a lot faster. I would say it's very difficult to lose that 50 pounds. Rather than, like, the first 100 for Ethan is going to be a lot easier than somebody who's got 50 pounds to lose, I would say. In my opinion. He is a total girl, yeah, he is.
obviously exceptions with people with like physical disabilities and stuff, but that's not who I'm talking
Yeah, but you're
about,
just
right?
straight
I'm
up
talking
saying
to
it.
the general public.
We're not talking about the excuses they can make.
Yeah.
You're just saying, hey, look at my situation compared to yours.
Yeah, most of the people watching, like if they have to improve themselves, if I can do it, they don't have an excuse that why they
Ooh.
but
Yeah. I love that.
that's
That is
probably the biggest thing I would want to leave
Yeah.
behind. And I think I've already made that statement. Obviously,
No, the way to word it is, if I can do it, you can too. That would be the best way to put it. It's not a competition. We're not all in competition with each other. It's not like, if I can do it, what's your excuse? You prick. You absolute flab. Just like, if I can do it, if I can go from barely walking to doing a 5K, you can do whatever you put your mind to as well. It all takes one simple step. That's how you can word it. Not be a conceited bastard and be like, if I can do it, what's your excuse? But are you really doing it though, Ethan? That's what I want to know. You're doing a little bit, but not as much as you say you're doing.
With like the
Hell
200
yeah.
billion video views in the past 10 weeks.
Dude, and this is just the beginning. You said what, 9?
Because I started making the videos, and I was like, oh, I walked 10,000 steps. If I can do that as a 500-pound man,
Dude,
imagine what you can do. And it's like, whatever, man. Like,
That's what it's all about.
I like being able to motivate people, but again, like entertaining at the end of the day.
He was in the tub. He was in the tub, and he said he doesn't care about motivating people. Yeah? Stop contradicting yourself. I think the frozen water must have seeped into his brain, put an extra 50 litres of water on his head.
Is what I enjoy the most. But I think I'm at a point where I can kind of do them both at the same time.
They kind of like
Welcome in,
cross
Deb.
at this point. We're like
Yeah.
entertainment plus doing what you're doing with your weight loss.
Because, like, hey, no
no.
flack to any of the other weight loss creators, but a lot of them don't have that, like, on-camera presence that could make them grow way more.
Yeah,
They don't have the
right.
charisma. Like, if they put...
I beg your pardon, Ethan. I think you'll find that I'm quite the entertainer. Actually, I just don't have Chris Pratt talking into my arsehole. Okay?
more effort into, like, their presence on camera, their videos would do way more and they would impact more people.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's the combination of my on-camera experience with what I'm going through that really sets my pages apart, and that's why they've grown so fast.
Yeah. You're a good man, Ethan Benard. Thanks for
Yeah, I
coming to spend
appreciate
some
it.
time with us. Be on the Cult Tub Talks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good time, dude.
That's
Hopefully
a good
people can
story.
hear it.
Yeah.
Make sure they know that's Ethan Benard, not Bernard.
Yeah,
Let 'em
people
know.
don't throw that extra R in there. ARD, man.
Yeah.
And apparently autocorrect does it a lot of the time.
Oh.
So who knows how many people are actually getting it wrong.
Oh, wow.
But I will say, over the last 2 decades, like my parents even have experienced, my dad's probably experienced this his whole life. People who hear or read Benard will either hear or write Bernard.
Oh.
I don't know why. I know Bernard is more common.
Huh.
So like, oh, the Bernard family, whatever, right?
Yeah.
This conversation reeks of like, yeah, we need to fill 6 more minutes. So if you could just talk a load of shit, that'd be wonderful.
Apparently, I didn't even know this until a few years ago. Benard is French and Bernard is English.
Huh.
And my dad's
never
side
known.
of the family comes from an Irish and French ancestry.
Oh.
So
That would explain the ginger hair, the Irish bit. That would be, and maybe it would also explain Ethan's fondness for substantial amounts of potato.
Okay. Okay. Well, tell the folks where they can find you. Follow your
and
channel.
I upload daily on what is it? Oh my goodness. I got so many platforms, dude. Facebook,
Rip 'em.
Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. Yeah, TikTok, dude.
Yeah.
And X.
Yeah.
X is by far my smallest, but it's like it's small, but it's dedicated.
His journey is a hell of a one to follow. Go check him out. Ethan Benard, thanks for being with us here on the Cult Tub Talks.
Check them out.
If you want to see more episodes from us here at InstaShred, the Cult Tub Talks channel is right here. We'll see you guys next time. Being with us here on the Cult Tub Talks. If you want to see more episodes from us here at InstaShred, the Cult Tub Talks channel is right here. We'll see you guys next time.
What's this? He's like, please let this end. Thank you, Deb. I appreciate that. He talks like he had a job in television or was on some major radio show. No, he just streamed Valorant. Yeah, that was a very odd smile, wasn't it? Yeah. Oh God. Right. So if you guys will give me 1 moment, I'm gonna go get a drink. Do you want to have a little song break? We'll have a little song break if you don't mind, because I'm getting a bit hoarse here. So let me put on a song, and I will be right back. It's okay, Venus. Welcome in. Good to see you. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. We're back again. Hello, 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 hello. I'm on the wrong screen. Hi. Right. So we've got another Ethan Benard podcast. Now, this podcast is from 1 day ago. This is literally a day ago. So this was probably filmed in like maybe the last week, I guess. So this is where this photo comes from here. So if we have a look at this, if we have a look at our fella here,
Like six.
He's doing 2,000 calories and 100.
he kind of looks the same. Kind of looks the same from 3 months ago to a week ago. Well, I know he has lost some weight, right? But I feel like he's lying about the amount of weight he's lost. In my opinion. I'm so glad Nikki T recommended you to me. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Oh, so yeah, I'm gonna try and do this in 1.25. If it's too fast, then we'll bump it back down. So yeah.
Nintendo system and play games and eat.
You're fat and lazy. F off.
Getting that email was the last thing I remember before waking up in the ICU 2.5 weeks later.
Oh, what the f?
It was the
Why is the camera shaking like? It's like Cloverfield. You ever seen that film?
first time in my adult life that I realized that I kind of wanted to live.
And you're blaming Valorant for this?
I'd blame Valorant for that.
What's up? Hi, I love you all. Hi, I don't know why I chose violence today. Look who we got today. Mr. Ethan Benard. Hi, Ethan.
Hi, Eli.
I got his name right. I would have effed that up.
Yeah.
Bernard, not right.
Hey, dude, everyone says it, man. Everyone says it.
How you been, man? You got in today like a few hours ago.
Yeah, long day of travel, but it went really smooth, dude. Because, like, listen, airplanes and airports and stuff at my size. I mean, for everybody, that can be a nightmare, but when you're this big still.
Yeah. You're the guy
it's
everyone
rough.
like walking down the aisle and they're like, they have the middle seat and like, fuck.
I hope this guy's not sitting next to me. You know? No.
But you're here.
Valorant is it's a PvP game. You just like shoot at people and you go through different rounds, and then whoever wins the most rounds wins. It's a computer game.
No,
man.
you were at range day. You've known
I
the guys for a
did
while.
not make it to range day. I made it to your first live show on the tour.
That's when
Didn't
not
make it to range day. We will make it to range day next year.
My memory is great.
It's funny, you know, speaking of range day, man, the first interaction I had with the unsub crew was back in 23. Because on my journey, I've lost and gained back 100 pounds several times over the past 4 years. Back in 23, I was about 80 pounds down, and Donut was doing one of his plain AMAs.
Okay.
So I tweeted at him, I'm like, hey man, I used to weigh this much, now I weigh this much, and I was wondering if when I reach my weight goal, I could come to a range day with you guys. And that was the first interaction I had with Cody.
I remember that. I think he said something, and I think I reached out to you blindly
This year.
this year.
Yeah.
Well, 2025.
Yep. Yo, sorry. Yeah. Last year, technically.
And I reached out to you blindly, and then I think I was like, hey, this guy's fucking crushing it. We should have him on unsub. And then Cody's like, oh, actually, I've talked to that guy before.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah.
Because it
Do you think that these podcasters, do you think they like see the best of Ethan? They actually think he's like fully telling the truth here, and that's why they have him on all these podcasts. Like, I don't really get what makes Ethan so marketable. I personally do not understand it. Like, I don't understand it with Taylor either. I think with Taylor it's more like the sympathy stuff, but I don't really see it with Ethan, really.
was one of the things. If people don't know you, explain what you've been doing for the last few years.
Yeah, dude. So I used to be a full-time Twitch partner back in 21. And then I got hospitalized with COVID for 60 days. 60 days, dude. So like it took me out, like professional health, like financial, professional stuff gone, physical and mental health gone. But I live.
You were making $6,000 a month on Twitch. How are you in financial ruin if you were making $6,000 a month? Was it like $5,999 on DoorDash, and then $1 on bills. Was it like that?
You know, thank God. I'm happy to have made it through it because, you know, I was a 600-pound man who survived being on a ventilator with COVID, which is unheard of. You know, even the hospital I was at, they had like a 99% mortality rate of COVID patients who got vented.
No shit.
So no one expected me to live.
And was that a wake-up call for you?
That was actually the year.
You probably didn't have health insurance. Yeah, that's fair. I didn't think about that. So here we have Ethan, the special 1% guy who was on a ventilator, and he survived. Well done, Ethan. You're doing extremely well. He's a very special person because he survives everything that 99% of people don't. That's how good he is at living.
One of the first years that I had started trying to lose weight, because with the streaming stuff, I hit a point in life where you got to realize, man, my entire teenage years, I hated my body so much that I didn't care if I took care of it. And I didn't care whether I lived or died. The only, like, not to get too deep here, the only reason I never myself is because I knew the impact it would have on the people I loved.
Yep.
That was the only thing, because I was so over being like this.
What age did that start, though? Like that transition period of, I mean, we can go back to that so you can just
go ahead.
back. But it is, like, at what age did that self-hatred start where you're like,
teenage years.
What kicked that off, though?
Dude, it was weird because growing up, like, my parents tried. Like, I was 200 pounds by the age of 9.
Holy shit.
Yeah, but I was always tall. I was always super fat, and I was always really tall.
Parents overweight?
No, not really.
No doubt.
It was crazy, man. And, you know, dude, literally, when I was 10, they got rid of their microwave. They started buying all organic foods. Like, I got to 660 pounds at my heaviest, Eli, and I was never a diabetic.
Did they ever?
That you know of. But, you know, it is feasible. And to be fair, 660 pounds in his 20s, it is feasible for him not to be diabetic. So, yeah, I guess that tracks. He's like an amalgam of all of the girls. He's got a little bit of glitter and lasers. He's got a little bit of quirky love Rosie. He's got a bit of foodie. He's got a bit of ALR. He's like all of the girls as a man.
Ever see what was part of the problem with that, or is it just?
I think it was just, you know, I was the fat kid who ate when I was bored. I was an only child. You know, I got to see Danny once a week at church, right?
Yeah.
Like, I didn't have like kids to play with every day. I would sit at home on my Nintendo system and play games and eat, you know. But I like looking back on it, you know, especially avoiding diabetes, which is crazy for how fat I was. I think it was definitely a quantity issue, not the quality. Like, I still ate like shit. Don't get me wrong though.
Like, I was over 400 pounds in my 20s at one point, and I avoided diabetes. So, you know, it just goes down to like just being young. But when your body gets older, when you get older, you're more likely at a heavier weight to get all those things.
Once I was a teenager, I started getting money. I would go to Wendy's and Pizza Hut and stuff like that. But when I was at home, which I was at home a lot, it was always healthy food. I was just
Do you reckon his future wife is going to be called Wendy? Because he's like, Wendy, you remind me of where I used to go to when I was a child. When I was a child, I used to go to Wendy's and I used to stuff my face with burgers. And now, as an adult, I stuffed my face with
eating too much of it.
That's interesting.
So when I was streaming, man, I got to a point like, so it transitioned from when I was younger, I was like, oh, this is just, I thought that was kind of how I was meant to be because I didn't know any different. I was always big. I was always tall. I was always big. I was just used to it. And then when I got to a teenager and realized how miserable it was and realized that I wasn't
Yes, how fat he was. Look at him. He's the picture of health right now.
really supposed to be that way, it turned into a self-hatred. So I had like nearly a decade between like 12 and 20, honestly 12 and 21, 22, where I hated my body so much, I didn't even think it was worth taking care of.
When did you go? Were you homeschooled or public school?
I was only in public school for 6.
I can hear him out of breath. He's supposedly 6'5". I can hear him out of breath. Did you guys hear that?
Miserable it was and realized that I wasn't really supposed to be that way, it turned into a self-hatred. So I had like nearly a decade between like 12 and 20, honestly 12 and 21, 22, where I hated my body so much, I didn't even think it was worth taking care of.
When did you go? Were you homeschooled?
Do you hear that? He's winded just from talking. And this is the guy that 3 months ago was like, I did a 5K, swollen hands, swollen glands, swollen.
Or public school.
I was only in public school for 6 months. I actually started in a private Christian school growing up.
Gotcha. Small.
Yeah, like 15 kids in a class.
I think that might be one of those hard ones too, because as you said, it was later in life is when you recognized it. What age did you start at that? Did you start school at like in kindergarten? You were going to the private school, or what was?
Yeah, I was in like a Christian preschool, Christian kindergarten, all the way through like grade 6.
Gotcha.
And then, dude, I tell you, bro, going from a private Christian school to a public school, the culture shock. I literally broke down 6 months in. I told my parents, like, I can't do this. So I ended up doing online, which didn't help, right? Because then I was at home again, like just sitting on my ass.
It's
right?
a double-edged sword.
He must have got bullied relentlessly at the public school. Because I'm sure in the Christian school, he was probably well protected because, you know, God, just like, yeah, if you make fun of somebody fat, God will strike you down. But at public school, they're like, hey, you fat ass. I'm an atheist.
Parents don't know what to do. Like, okay, and it is only child, and it is hard because you're like, oh, do this. I don't want to restrict that. Oh, he's happy.
Yeah.
So you're trying to weigh that. I know I make, in order to get goals accomplished for Ryden, I have to make him uncomfortable. And I know he's going to hate it. He's going to be like, no. But I know it's what he needs to be pushed like that. And it is, I know when people see it, they're like, oh, I don't know, he's autistic. I don't give a fuck if he's autistic. He's my kid. He'll make it and he's going to do it and he'll come out stronger. And then immediately once, like, kicking, screaming, not having a good time, to right after, just the most excited you will ever see him. I'm like, okay, cool. See, homie? Daddy, did I let you get hurt or anything? No. I'm like, but you feel bad.
I think he grew up in Michigan. That's where he currently is, I think. So I'm not 100% sure on that, though. But he's mentioned Michigan in the previous podcast that we watched.
Better now? Yeah,
it's an accomplishment, dude.
Yeah, and that's one of those hard things. And being private schooled or homeschooled, then it is, okay, we made him happy. You think you're happy. You're too young to realize, oh, now I've isolated myself and I don't have that peer bullying. It sucks. But that accountability almost of like, what's happening? And at that age, as you said, I didn't care. But if you don't have people.
Well, it was really interesting, too, because I ended up going to a tech center for my senior year of high school. So I was basically in public school for my senior year. But dude, like I was in such a weird place because I used my size and my intelligence to kind of like compensate for being the fat kid. Because I was like the teacher's pet, you know, like 4.0 student.
Welcome
I was
in, Andrea.
like, I was like the teacher's favorite or whatever. And I feel looking back on that, I think I was acting that way just to kind of like buffer not wanting to get bullied.
Guys, he was so fat and intelligent that the kids just couldn't touch him. He's like, hey, I'm too smart for you. If somebody says fat, well, your occipital protuberance is quite demystifying. Good day, sir. That's how intelligent he was.
Because people wouldn't mess with me because I was ginormous and I was also smart. So it was,
He's a good guy.
it was that was rough, man.
So what was the hardest period of that? Or just the self-hatred was like, oh, I'll just stay home. I will do this online. I'll play video games. I'll eat. I'll snack. I just won't care about this.
I didn't even think about it like that, dude. I was just doing what I enjoyed, you know? Like I didn't really think about it like as a self-destructive thing. It's just what I knew.
Yeah, you're not going to. What about your parents during that time?
It's hard to think about it because, you know, I know the whole time they always wanted what was best.
Well, they love you. That is
like they tried.
Yeah, he didn't want to be bullied, so he became the teacher's favorite. Yeah, that sounds really smart, Ethan. Yeah, that's really intelligent of you. Yeah, I'm sure the kids were like, oh, he's really loved by the teacher and gets all A's. Let's be friends.
It's so hard too, dude. And especially when I got into my 20s, you know, I started that
He said to his teacher, well, I did get you an apple, but I eated it. Sorry.
cycle, right? Like in 2019, bro, I quit my job. I dropped out of college and I started a gaming channel because I was so sick. I didn't care about money. I was so sick of the classes I was taking and the job I was at. I was like, this is stupid. I'm just going to go like do YouTube or stream or whatever, you know? And I was still in that like hating myself, treating my body like shit phase. But dude, after that first successful year on Twitch and like going into 2021 with like a few hundred viewers and making decent money for the first time, it was the first time in my...
Let's face it, Ethan waddled so Queso could heave.
Adult life that I realized that I kind of wanted to live, you know? Like I was like, oh, I want to live, but if I'm going to live, I need to make it a life worth living.
Yeah.
Because being 600 pounds
ain't a life.
I need to make it a life worth living. So fuck my job, fuck college. I'm going to sit there and play Valorant for 8 hours a day while people call me fat. Good thinking. Yeah, you're very smart. He's got them street smarts. Hey, that kid, it's like Goodwill Hunting. He's got those smarts. He's got those book smarts.
Worth living. This is rough, dude. Like I'm like at my heaviest. It's the timeline on my weight loss is crazy, man. But like, so at like 2021, the beginning, which was when I was starting to pop off on Twitch and I started enjoying my life, I was like 655 pounds. And then I dropped like 75 pounds in the first 3 months, and I had 1,000 viewers on Twitch in April, and I was on top of the world, and then the hospital thing happened.
Oh, at Twitch.
And then everything went away, dude. Mental health, spiritual health, financial stuff, viewers, everything gone. Like, it was literally like everything that I had worked for and everything that I had enjoyed about life was stripped. And that was rough, dude. And then I
don't, like, you had 1,000 viewers, right? I think even with that, if you had an audience that cared about you, I think that you would still maintain a modicum of support. Or am I just being, you know, do I lack the book smarts?
And then, sure enough, man, February actually of 2022, I was 660 pounds. So I gained all the weight back plus 5 pounds. That was the heaviest I ever have been, was February of 22. And since then, you know, I had a couple more things, like me and Danny's friendship went through a rough patch and I got depressed and I gained 80 pounds back. And then my dog, that was my best friend for 14 years, died, and I wasn't in a mental place to stop myself from going back. So I went right back. So I literally lost 100 gains.
Does he still have the famous Twitch profiles up? I don't think he does Twitch anymore, but he does have, I think on YouTube, he's got like a clips channel. We could have a look at a couple of them.
100, lost 100, gained 100 3 or 4 times. And then in this last year, man, January 25, I was back up to 624 pounds. So that 4 years of doing crazy diets and fasting, lots of fasting, I was almost back up to where I was when I started.
Bouncing back and forth.
And I'm not even kidding, man. I had a realization that, like, if I fail this journey, it wouldn't just be me failing me. It would also be putting the lives of my future family in jeopardy.
The wife and the kids don't exist. They are a figment of your imagination. Ethan's like, come on, podcast viewers, come with me, and you'll be in a world of pure imagination. My wife and my kids here with me.
Because, people can say what they want about religion, man, but I 100% believe when the Bible says that God will fulfill the desires of your heart. Because ever since I was young, even when I was a fat ass who had, like, if you look at it on paper, there's no way this kid's ever gonna have a family. Ever since I was that young age, I've always had the desire to start a family internally. Like, that's like one of the only things I've ever given a crap about in life. I don't care, like, money, whatever. Like, I like this space too, but like, that's one of the main, like, desires that I've had.
If you put a human female in front of him, I think he'd be like, no, could you please take that away? I'm not used to it.
Before I knew about any of what I was going to do.
He is the male Rosie.
I knew that I wanted. So that's why, dude, as soon as that perspective shift happened and I started taking responsibility not only for my life, but for theirs, bro, like 2025, I started at 624.
It's like me saying, I'm doing this weight loss journey for Henry Cavill. He doesn't know I exist yet. He doesn't see me look into his window yet. But I'll join his World of Warcraft guild and I'll make friends with him and he'll love me.
I ended at 444.
Damn.
180 exactly.
And
it's the first time in the 5 years that I've been trying to lose weight that I lost a significant amount of weight and didn't gain it back in the same year.
Yeah.
So this is the lowest. This is lower than I was in high school right now. So like what you're seeing right now, dude, I was 18 and I was bigger than this.
Because you're under, how much do you weigh right now?
440.5, like basically 440.
I remember you breaking under 500.
June, yeah, dude. In June, the big 499.
Dude,
that's the next goal is 399, dude. Because like it gets to a point, like I'm still not, obviously, like, I'm still, this is one of my most frustrating parts about this journey, man, is like when I share the before and afters, because I tell people like I've lost 200 pounds, you know, but then they see the before and after and it's a fat guy and then a slightly slimmer fat guy, and they're like,
see, yeah, I understand that, but he's 6'5" and he used to weigh he used to weigh 660 pounds and now he weighs 440, but there's very little difference in his body. I used to weigh over 500 and now currently I'm in the 330s, and I look so much different compared from now compared to back then. So I feel like he is talking a bit of bullshittery at some point. There's a little bit of bullshit going on. I smell bullshit and it's not his pheromones. I have seen Jelly Roll. He's lost a lot of weight. He looks completely different. That's the kind of weight loss you expect, like, to see a big difference. But I think anybody who loses 200 pounds, there is going to be a massive difference. And I just don't see it in Ethan. I really do not. I don't think he's lost 200 odd pounds. At most, I would say he's lost 100, if that.
this doesn't look like 200 pounds. I'm like, you have to think about it. I still weigh 450 pounds on the photo on the right. So it's not going to be fat guy next to skinny guy. It's fat guy next to less fat guy. And then I'm working towards the skinny guy.
Yes, but 200 pounds will still have a noticeable difference in your body and in your face. I don't think he started at 660. He must have started at like 500, 540, something like that. And he's like, 660? Yeah, that's a real good goal. Not 666, because I'm very religious, God bless. 660. And, you know, I've lost 220 pounds now, and I still look like the same.
You know?
And it is hard too, because you'll have body dysmorphia.
He does get on scales, ripped. So he's saying that he does surprise weigh-in days for some reason, which is a bit odd. He doesn't do it like regularly. It's surprise weigh-in day, baby. Like the conceited arse that he is. So it's all very that's why my radar was turned on to him a while back. I just find like just a lot of things don't add up with Ethan Benard.
Yeah, we all do, especially once you get into fitness and it's not
stuff, dude.
Well, that and then not enough, or you're too small, or like it is rough. Fitness is a mental game and a mental exercise on top of it, because it is, or the fitness journey is a mental game and a fitness exercise, or a mental exercise on top of everything else, because it is. Okay, looking in the mirror, there's no change. Other people are going to see it.
Yeah.
Every fucking time. But yourself, you're seeing yourself every day.
Surprise for us. Maybe it's a surprise for him that he's actually lost a bit of weight. Who knows?
I see myself 5-6 times a day at least. It's crazy. I was actually telling Danny this morning, I recorded a video getting steps in at the airport at like 6 a.m. And I looked back on the video after I posted it, and it was one of the first times this whole journey that I was like, wow, my face is smaller. You know, like it's starting to get to a point.
Yeah, he's giving like Discord mod vibes. Good day, milady. Doth thou want to go on a dateth with me? Perhaps a bit of bowling?
Where I can notice it.
Brandon, hold up that travel size deodorant. I like how they wrote ice. I mean,
was skin between dudes. Deodorant.
Over at the gym with me, we'll do like 4 days a week, 5, whatever.
Yeah.
And boxing. And then he went hard on the diet. He really understood that portion of it.
Yeah, that's dude, that's so much of it.
90 fucking percent.
Yep.
Yeah. It is not where abs are made in the kitchen. Where muscle made in the fucking kitchen. Go to the gym 4 or 5 days a week. Put down heavy weights.
Yep.
And then we'll see results. But if you really want to see real results, it is the food side of everything. It is how the caloric intake is low.
Well, that's where.
Can you speak on how to manipulate a scale just by how you stand on it without messing with the calibration or holding on something? It is possible, yes. So what you can do is it's like how you stand. So if you're standing up, you can slightly shift your weight to the right or the left, so it manipulates the number on the scale. And like you can probably manipulate a good 10-20 pounds just by shifting your weight. If you hold on to something and shift your weight, it's even more. So it's definitely possible. If you don't stand upright, when you weigh yourself, you should stand upright facing the front. Yeah. But you could just stand a bit like that, a bit slanted, and the weight will come down. So it's easy. It's easy to do that.
That's where I was at, bro, because like the gym I was telling you off camera earlier, this last couple months with all the traveling we were doing, especially because as soon as we went to the Unsub show, bro, our lives was freaking nuts. We were in San Antonio for a week. We were in Philly for 26 days. We were in Tennessee for a week. Then we went to Orlando for a weekend. It was just, and like traveling's hard for like the typical person on someone's body. Think about like mine, you know? So I would do the gym. I was in such a bad...
Is this what he talks about when he says he's really funny? I'm so fat. Imagine me even fatter.
Place with the gym where it was really starting to become more of a chore. Yep. In my mind. Like it wasn't something that I was looking forward to anymore. It was something that I felt like I had to do, and that was really bad. But because of that stress, you know, in December I made the decision after we got back from Orlando. I'm like, all right, listen, I know I'm going to get a ton of shit for this and my trainer's going to be pissed. But when I started last year, when I was losing a lot of weight, I was just walking and eating X amount of calories a day. So that's what I started doing. I spent a shitload of money on a treadmill because there's ice on the ground in Michigan and I want to eat shit. And I've been nailing nutrition goals, and I've been hitting a minimum of 10,000 steps for the past like 25 days now.
Good.
But I know for a fact that if like out of all the noise and everything that I'm doing, if I hit those numbers, those two numbers on any given day, and I get enough sleep, I'm going to be moving towards where I want to be.
That's people don't get that. It is that simple. Fucking just how many calories does 10,000 steps burn?
For me, dude, yeah, this will rile people up, man. It's hilarious if you look it up. Like, how
did you see that Anne Boleyn had a resting heart rate of 103? Jeezy crazy, that was incredibly high.
How many calories does 10,000 steps burn for a 6'5", 440-pound dude? It's like anywhere, the calculators will see anywhere in between like 9 and 1,100. And the treadmill at a 3% incline estimates about 1,100. So I'm not going to say that I'm burning an extra 1,000 calories a day because I don't know if that's true or not. But even if it's half of that, which I don't think it would be that far off, even if it's half of that, that's a pound of fat a week.
That's a caloric deficit of 5 to 1,000.
500, yeah, because 500 calories, every 3,500 calories above or below your maintenance, you gain or lose a pound of fat weekly,
which is healthy.
So
2 pounds max.
So the pacing is a whole nother discussion.
That's daily. If you eat over 3,500 calories over your maintenance daily, you put on a pound. Your resting heart rate 60. I think mine used to be in the 80s, and now it's in the low 70s. I think it was like 72 last time I checked my blood pressure. So yeah, I don't know.
I used to do this for a living, like literally from the fitness side, personal training, and then what to eat, like the nutritional side, and breaking down that for clients. I love that. So I haven't done it in 15 years, but I still keep up with fitness and trying to help individuals because it is simple but extremely difficult. You're doing the hard part, which is just...
Well, that's the cool part. Like best case scenario, it's accurate, and I am burning an extra 1,000 calories a day, and I'm only eating 2,500 calories a day, which for someone my size is a pretty significant deficit.
Yeah.
You know, so I know I'm making progress, but like worst case scenario, it's only 500 calories a day. That's still a pound a week, right? The pacing is so frustrating, Eli. The pacing is so frustrating because I feel like when I started again last year, because I was so sick of the cycle of losing and gaining, I starved myself. Straight up, dude. I went to this clinic in a small town called Otsego in Michigan, and they put me on these drops that I'm pretty sure did shit, like absolutely nothing. But they did this really weird thing where they had me binge eat for 2 days. They were literally like, eat as many calories as you can 2 days in a row, and then you're going to be eating like 1,000 calories a day. So I had 2 days. I shit you not. This was...
You went to You went to qualified physicians and they told you to binge eat for 2 days. That doesn't make sense. I don't think any doctor would tell you to do that unless they said you can eat how much you want, and Ethan was like, well, I'll take that as a challenge. Come on, mate. No doctor worth their salt would tell you to binge for 2 days.
It's part of their program, right? They're like, oh, if you eat 5,000 calories 2 days in a row, you start these drops, and then the drops will lock your metabolism into burning that many calories, and then you eat 1,000 calories a day, and then you'll lose a ton of weight. And I lost a shit ton of weight because I was a 600-pound guy eating like 800 calories a day.
You were in a caloric deficit no matter what.
So, dude, it was the craziest shit ever.
He needs Doctor Now. Ethan Benard, I'm going to put you on a 1,500 calorie diet, and if you succeed, I will approve you for weight loss surgery.
But no, dude, I lost 120 pounds in the first 5 months of 2025. It was ridiculous because I reached 499 in June. I started out in 624 in January.
What were you doing with Twitch when you were starting that journey? Because you were saying you got up to 1,000. Was it weight loss or is it gaming?
Oh no, that was all gaming.
Man,
that was all gaming.
That's fucking awesome.
The magic drops. So for some reason, this doctor's office was in the middle of a really dark forest, and the doctor was wearing a pointy hat, and she had a wart on her nose, and she was like, if you have these magic beans, you can eat whatever you want. And he was like, well, I guess I'll try that then. Thank you, doctor. And she's like, yeah, well, you're welcome.
Fat comments, bro. Literally, it was the TikTok. I started a TikTok account that went from 0 to 100,000 in 2 months. And the reason it was growing was because of the fat comments, because there were so many of them. But I couldn't believe the audience conversion. Because I know a lot of TikTok creators that have like 1 million followers that only have like 20, 30 viewers on Twitch. Yep. But it ramped up so fast because I was at like 50 or 100 at the beginning of 21.
Which, by the way,
is not
the 50 to 100. You're still cooking on Twitch.
That's still like top 0.5%.
Yeah. Like that is cooking. A lot of people don't know how the Twitch game works, but 50 to 100.
Yeah, the office was in a dark forest and it was made of gingerbread. And the witch was like, please don't eat my office because I need to give more magic beans.
100. That is, people are very happy, especially when you're new to it. Yeah. And then to hit 1,000 is fucking
it was ridiculous,
insane.
bro. So yeah, it just for those of you who don't know, on Twitch, 99% of streamers have less than 10 viewers. 10 viewers, double digits, puts you in the 99th percentile.
They stream into the ether.
Yeah,
they're playing a video game like, hey.
It's ridiculous.
And you have to do it. Don't fucking, if you are the ones at 0 viewers, 1 viewer to 5 viewers, never think it's like, this is pointless. Fucking figure out why isn't working. That's the only thing.
Post clips. Post clips.
It's not, well, the algorithm hates me. It is, you're not putting in the work.
I don't know a single person in the history of social media who posts every day doesn't grow. Especially if they're putting effort into their content. Dude, I was literally, I had like a plugin for OBS that automatically cropped my shit vertically. And I was clipping like my best 4 or 5 clips each day. And I was uploading them manually every 2 hours. And some of them would get...
He uploaded it manually. He put in the effort to upload his clips manually, guys. He's putting in the effort, yeah? It's not because he was a gargantuan individual and people clicked onto his Twitch stream and were like, whoa, mama. No, it's because he put clips out.
Like hundreds of thousands of views. And they're just Twitch clips. They're just Twitch clips. And then I would just put the little, like, the little follow Twitch animation on them. And
then you're rolling.
And then yeah, so the Twitch page went from 50 to 100 viewers in like January, February, 300 to 400 in March, and then by April I had like 1,000.
Which is wild.
It was.
I dread to think what Peggy Sue and Little Jimmy are thinking right now about future thin Ethan talking like this, because it just boggles the mind.
Crazy. I remember the stream before the hospital. My main game was Valorant. Don't get me started. But I remember the stream before the hospital. It was one of those events where the devs had let us have early access to a new map. So I was streaming early access to a map that nobody had played yet, and I had like 1,400 people watching.
Oh, I bet.
And that was such a cool stream. And I remember being in so much pain that I literally ended the stream, which I never do. Like, I was streaming like 10 hours a day, bro. So I ended the stream. I went home.
Pain where?
Hernia.
Oh, gotcha,
just like
gotcha.
stomach pain. Like, I don't know what it was, dude. It was really weird. This was right before the hospital, though.
Yep.
He still has his hernia, by the way.
Dude, I got home. I remember pulling into the garage and getting the Twitch partner email. Years trying to be partnered, dude, because there were several times where I was over that 75 viewer threshold over the last year or two where I applied and I was like, this is it. It never happened.
It's a bit like getting a Twitch partnership also is not.
It's a gamble.
It is. You're writing in and you're waiting for 3 to 5.
They're so picky, dude.
You have to submit 3 to 5. Dude, I will just real quick. It's one of my favorite moments because it's me being, it is as Eli as it gets. Streaming, doing everything, crushing. Not to those numbers. That's why I'm like, holy shit, you were getting 1,000 views. Wild. But I was averaging like 150.
That's good, though,
yeah,
dude.
I was like, cool. And I'd apply, and it was my 4th time. Apply, boom, nothing back. I was like, motherfucker.
It takes a long time, dude.
Dude, yeah.
Some of those
3 months.
applications, some of them, they'll deny it right away. Some of them.
Dude, if you apply, dude, then you're actually like a Twitch partner, dude. They do say dude and bro a lot.
They'll lead you on, bro.
So 3 months go by, I fucking reapply. I email. I'm like, dude, maybe this one. My average went up to like 200. I was like, please. And then I get the email back. What are you doing? You were accepted last time, 3 months ago, 4 months ago. The email's in there. I was like, no, it's not. Google popped up in my email. I was like,
Wow.
I didn't hit partner. I hit partner.
You didn't hit the button.
Yeah, I didn't see the email. Oh, I'm an idiot. They're like, did you really just reapply after? I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
crazy.
Fucking so pissed. I was like, fucking, that's his. Oh my god.
Yeah.
You're killing it. Fucking 1,000. Like, so Valorant got home, stomach was hurting, and
Dude,
then,
and then I don't remember anything. Getting that email in the garage that night, which I think was a Saturday night, was the last thing I remember before waking up in the ICU 2.5 weeks later.
oh, what the fuck?
Yeah. So
It seems very convenient that the last thing he read was his Twitch partner email. Is that, bruh, dude, I blacked out after, my Twitch partner email, and I woke up with a tube up my ass, bro. And a tube up my nose, dude. And that's all I remember.
apparently at home I was just groggy. I wasn't very responsive after a couple days. I wasn't doing anything. I was so tired. I was just sleeping on the couch all day.
Were
Which
you
was
communicating?
barely. That's when it got to a point where my dad thought something was up because he's been an EMT for 40 years, so he knows his shit medically. They got really scared. The fire department had to get me out of the house. That's how fat I was at this point. Like the fire department literally had to come in and like bring me down the stairs. But dude, like, so that stream ended on Saturday. I got partnered Saturday night. I was super excited, and then I went dark, right? Like I went from being live 10 hours a day every day, just getting partnership, posting the partnership, and then gone.
That's wild.
Gone.
Side note, real quick, when you're not streaming on Twitch, guess what happens? It's gone.
If you take a day off, your numbers get hit. If you take a week off, good luck, buddy. And then if you get forced into the hospital for a couple months.
See, it depends on your personality, because I follow certain creators on Twitch, and they don't lose their numbers if they have a week off or if they have a few days off. But if Ethan's audience was primarily just fat comments, then yeah, it would be expected for him to lose his audience after a day, 2 days. So I don't think the majority of Ethan's audience was there to cheer him on, like, you can do it all night long. They're just there to say, hey, look at the fat Peter Griffin, Ginger John Candy, lesbian librarian. You're going to call him Orb.
That's why,
See ya. You know?
that's why I do not. I think Twitch is great. I think you can learn a lot, but I will always say focus on YouTube or anything else. If that is your path in life, you by all means crush life with whatever your goal is and what you want to do. If that is electrician, if that is construction, if that is engineering, just focus on that.
Yeah.
Crush it. But if you're doing that, that's why I'm like Twitch streaming.
Or drop out of college and quit your job to become a Twitch streamer like Ethan did. Thumbs up from me.
Push to other shit because you will be fucked so fast the second you disappear for a week. That's why streamers don't take vacations.
Well, dude, I was at moron too, bro, because I would just like the
Dude
video
bro
games.
too.
I was just enjoying myself. I had no business mind whatsoever. I didn't have merch. I didn't have any sponsors.
How many times did he say dude and bro in the last podcast we watched? I don't think he actually said it. I don't think he actually said dude bro, because I don't remember it being that often, like that noticeable in the previous podcast. This is a very dude bro podcast. And in the last podcast we watched, they were very bro science, and they weren't broing it up or duding it up at all. Makes you think, doesn't it?
Nothing. I was still making like $6,000 a month, which was a lot for Twitch because they take 50% of everything.
Yeah.
But I was like thinking about it now, having gone through that and having the mindset now. It's just like, I can't believe, like, obviously it wouldn't have mattered because the hospital happened and it all crashed and burned anyway. But I couldn't believe how like just zoned in on the gaming stuff that I wasn't really paying attention to any of the other like potential career paths or videos or anything.
When were you taught that? Never.
Yeah.
Like that's now you're just learning shit on the fly. You're like, I don't fucking know what. Sure, I guess I'll try this now. I don't know, but so hospital, waking up 2.5 weeks later, and you're just like, what happened?
It was crazy. So apparently, I had not only COVID, but I had also developed bacterial pneumonia on my lungs.
And you're blaming Valorant for this?
No.
You got
that
COVID
game
from the new map.
stressed me the hell out. But
The new map gave me COVID.
my dad.
Not only did he have pneumonias, he had bacterial pneumonia, and he had to be ventilated, pipe up the bum, 1% chance of survival, and he survived both a hose up the bum and bacterial pneumonia. This guy is extra special. I think it's because his hair acts like a helmet, and it shields him from the rays of COVID that come from the chemtrails in the sky, I think.
Dad works at a college, so I'm 99% sure I got it from him, which is whatever.
What's your dad's name so we can thank him?
Yeah,
You're like, damn.
No, my dad is great.
Your parents sound amazing. That's why I want to go back to them, because it is, dude, it's interesting.
It's so hard, man, because like people, whenever I talk about like being 200 pounds by the age of 9 or whatever, people are like, oh, well, your parents are to blame for a lot of this. It's like,
well, that's why I want to talk about
if
that.
they have any fault in it, I don't hold it against them.
Yeah.
I enjoyed my childhood, and it's better for me to take ownership. It's Jocko's thing.
Of course you enjoyed your childhood. You ate like a fat ass and played Nintendo all day. What kind of child would not enjoy that? A very boring one. I am a scientist, yes. I specialize in bro science. Dude.
Right, like extreme ownership. Yeah. It's better for me to take ownership of the situation always than it is to blame anything or anyone else.
But so we'll go back to it, because I think it's important. It's never looking at it negative. It's like, what is the positives from this? And you're doing it right, because I can tell even with your hesitancy to talk about it, it's like, oh, I don't want them like thrown or to look in a negative way. So not that. Look at it as, oh, maybe parents out there that are having this and they're like, oh shit, okay, so I do need to talk more about this with my kiddo. Or stop. That's right. We're talking about Harry, my best, like bitcoins. No question, guy. High, okay, to claim this. Yeah, and that's how I always look at everything. It's never like, oh, look, like I'm
In case you don't know, I'm skipping the adverts. Thank you so much. You're welcome.
shitting on my parents. It's like
the community thing, I think, was the biggest lacking for me. Like, actually, funnily enough, leaving the Christian school hurt me a lot, because I actually had friends.
You
there.
isolated yourself.
You know, I actually had friends there.
Spoken like a real veteran.
little bit of a wound from my past, but I thought that the middle school and the high school of that school shut down, which is why my parents pulled me out. I thought they shut it down, but only the high school had shut down. Gotcha. So I could have still kept going there during middle school, and I didn't know that. I thought that the middle school got shut down with the high school. So everyone that was in that class that I love so much went there for another 3 years without me, which I didn't learn until last year. So that's a bit rough to hear, you know, but
I'm sure his friends were like, oh, we dodged a bullet there. He's gone to that school for another 3 years. Yes.
You know, I think that's one of the biggest things about this scenario, man, is like, I think, especially when it comes to like being active and stuff, surrounding yourself with people or surrounding your kids with people is huge.
It's no different in any aspect of life. Show me your 5 best friends, 4 best friends, 6 best friends. It doesn't fucking matter. Mm-hmm. Show me your close circle, and I will show you who you are as an individual. You don't have Snoop Dogg has one of my favorite statements. It's if you're hanging out with fucking dumbasses or high echelon people, like people that are crushing life, and then people are just, they don't care. They're getting by. They're doing dumb shit, partying. Guess what happens? They're either going to climb up to your status or you're going to have to go down to theirs. That's the idea of an anchor. If they won't rise up to you, why the fuck are you getting dragged down to hang out and do shit like that?
Yeah.
You have to surround yourself with hardworking individuals.
So is he trying to say that Ethan is a high value individual? Are we talking about high value people here? Because this seems a bit elitist, if you ask me. I know people tend to gravitate to the same kind of people that they are, but it does seem like, yeah, dude, you gotta be a high value person, bro, if you want to succeed in this world. And I'm sure that Snoop Dogg is the bastion of high value.
Have the same mindset, not an echo chamber, not fucking Reddit.
Like
a positive mindset that is hardworking. They're driven. If you were hanging out with the individuals you do now with Jim or Jocko or like the gym presence, do you think you would ever have been in that spot? Fuck no, because you're around fucking fitness dudes. When Rocket Jump and then when Jake and all those guys moved down here from LA, they all got jacked. And then they went back and visited. They're like, what the fuck happened to you? They're surrounded by tattooed guys that love to lift weights. It just happens really quickly. So it's same mindset. And it's hard as a younger kid because you're like, fuck, and then you were just isolated.
Yeah.
And then your homie is Mario.
And I didn't know better, dude. I was happy. I was playing games and
you live in the dream. You're a kid.
Was just enjoying it, you know. Especially in like high school, like middle school, high school, when I was doing online, I could have my classes done by noon because you could just get all your shit done.
Yeah.
I clocked about 5,000 hours of First Destiny in between 2014 and 2016.
See, you just
so I literally.
Okay, so he finished his school at noon and then clocked 5,000 hours in Destiny. Destiny was a big bloody waste of time, so yeah, he's definitely wasted his life there.
I would get done my schoolwork. I would go downstairs, turn on the PlayStation. That was my day.
True,
and that's the hard thing where it is like the parents, and because they just want to make your kiddo happen. Like I get to see how my child's mom, Ryan's mom, raises Ryan. She does amazing. Like so blessed to have.
I know that Ethan, I bet you any money he calls women females. He's like, I could get myself any female I want, and I'll make her my future wife, and we'll have future kids, and we'll live in our future house, and I'll have a future car, and I'll have a future job, and everything will be future hunky-dory. You betcha.
Her as Ryan's mom. Like, could not thank her enough for what she does. But she'll admit, she's like, oh, I'm way too soft on him. I don't have that.
Yeah.
That harshness to get shit done. And whereas I push him, we had showers yesterday. And I had such a great time yesterday with kiddo. Like, it was arcade. He's crushing arcades. Autistic power, apparently. And then winning tickets. I did not think he would be that good at it. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And then we collect like 2,000 tickets, a fuck ton of tickets.
Yeah.
And then we go to the ticket booth to buy whatever he wants. I just want to pack it.
Hi, it's Ethan here. This is my Tinder profile. I'm looking for a high-value female who I can protect with my huge back. Message me if you would like more details. M'lady.
Smarties. 10 points. That's all he spent. And they're like, I'm not going to charge you for that. I was like, okay, right. This is all you want. He's like, okay, we can go now. I'm like, fuck yeah, buddy. But and he was excited because he was celebrating his wins and winning. Like my reaction of how good he was doing, I think upped it. But then afterwards, it was.
Yeah, that's very true, Ray. Snoop living in Compton with gangs and that. And Ethan not having friends from his Christian school. Yeah. It's very different. Welcome in, by the way.
Hey, we gotta take a shower. When Ryan takes a shower, he takes a rag and he covers his face like this and his ears, and then he washes his hair, and then he's like, no water in my face, no water in my face. So I had to have that discussion with him finally. I was like, hey, bud, before we go home to mom, what we're doing is this. I need you, we're gonna practice holding our breath and closing our eyes. You wanna learn to swim, right? He's like, yeah. I was like, this part of it, you're gonna have to be able to put your head under the water and rinse it without a towel. He's like, no, like, freaking out. And he was like getting worked up. So I don't want to. I was like, okay, well, I'm going to go delete your videos then, which is his big, like, oh, please, no, don't do that. I'm like, okay, we got to work on this. No, I'm getting out. I was like, okay, I'll go delete your videos. And I hate that I have to do that, but
Ethan's just waiting for his next time to talk. He doesn't give a shit about his present kids. He only gives a shit about his own future kids. Yeah? I don't care about real children. I prefer my fake future children who don't existing yet.
I know it's going to get the response I need from him. He's like, no, don't delete it. Don't delete it. Here. Like that. I'm like, yeah, okay. And I was like, okay, let's do it. No. It's going to hurt. It's going to burn. Okay. I'm leaving. No, please, Daddy. No. I'm like, okay. Finally did it. It was like, he was sad. He was almost about to cry. And then he did it. I was like, it's not going to hurt. Would Daddy let you get hurt? No. Like, just do it. And I counted to 5 out loud. He scrubbed clean. Boom. Pulled it out. And dried off his face real quick. He's like, did it burn? Anything? He's like, I did it. I've never heard his voice so deep. I did it, Daddy. And I was like, hell yeah. And I go, he usually does this, like a light high five. Homeboy was like, boom. Like, hit my head. I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Holy shit, Ryan, you are pumped right now. Most pumped he ever did. But as his mom said, it's like, oh, I want
Ethan's like, yeah. Anyway, about me.
I pushed him that hard because the second he gets uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Okay, hey, he's uncomfortable. We don't want him thinking about that versus, hey, you're going to be uncomfortable for a little bit. There is going to be repercussions if you don't do it. I'm not going to delete his videos, but in his mind, it's like, oh, Daddy's going to do that. Knocks it out. Now he's like, I want to do that all the time now. I'm like, now he's more of a grown up in his head. So I was like, cool, that's what it takes.
That's awesome.
And as a parent, that's one of those hard things. Like your parents, like, I'm doing the best I can. I'm working, I'm supporting, they're crushing life. And then it is, well, we don't want him to get bullied. This is hard for him to do this. Oh, we'll get him home. But then we're isolating on accident.
Yeah.
And that's
Dude, I don't know how they handled me this past few years.
Dude.
Honestly. Like, I would be...
Dude, anyway, back to me, bro. Anyway, dude, bro, thank you so much. I'm good, Ray. Hope you're good too.
dead without my parents, bro.
He can't
you
relate,
gotta realize, like, when I got out of the hospital, I've always been incredibly strong in my faith.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I felt like my meter was out. Like, I went from, like, God, if you're real, help me get through this, to, God, why did you even keep me alive? For the first time in my life, I was literally questioning, like, why I was here, you know? Well,
the reason you're here is because God has got Peggy Sue and little Jimmy up there just waiting. They're just waiting. He's got people up there, and he's like, don't worry, when he loses the weight, I'll send you down. All right? Don't worry about it. I'll send you down. And then you'll be so happy with Ethan. I mean, look at him now. Isn't he a cherub? He looks like a cherubim, exactly.
And I was in that pit for a few years. Like, I made the mistake of trying to go back to streaming after the hospital.
Numbers weren't there.
Yeah.
What did you come back to for the audience? Because you left at what? You're saying 1,000, 1,300 viewers?
I came back at 100.
But
which,
still from
you know,
1,500.
that's still, it's a decent amount. But I was such a disgusting, angry, and bitter version of myself that I just ended up kind of driving away. I still stayed between like that 1,500 for another year or two, but
because it's everything else.
It was just so bad, dude. I was so mad and angry and bitter, and it was just a version of myself that I really don't even like to think about. But I was just grasping at straws, dude, because I was so proud of that channel and that audience that I wanted to keep it. I wanted to keep it so bad that I went back in a state that I really shouldn't have, and then I just kept going.
And you're blaming everything else. It's like, look, I can't have anything good. I can't have something nice. Why would you do this to me?
Yeah.
Look, I was at the top and then I got robbed away. I'll never be able to get that again. And then blame instead of.
And dude, I was like genuinely angry. Like, I was like, it was ridiculous. And then I got to a point where I was so burnt out that I was falling asleep on stream. I got so tired and so physically exhausted from the stress and everything that I was like literally like passing out.
At what moment did you
It's very stressful sitting there playing Valorant for 10 hours. Yeah.
actually just go, this is my fault?
He does get dark with no warning, yeah.
Honestly, not until after. In April of 23, I got swatted. And that was my final straw. That was the point where I literally went like, fuck this industry. I don't care. I'm making like nothing compared to what I used to. I hate this. I'm done. So I just kind of...
Okay, so if you're getting swatted with less than 100 viewers, then yeah, a lot of people would see Ethan as a lol cow then. Because if you've got a small amount of viewers like that and you're still getting swatted, yeah, that's kind of... there's an extreme level of hatred out there for Ethan then, I would say. Because getting swatted with so few viewers is so weird.
Dropped it. I haven't really streamed since. But
Same.
looking back on that, I realize the kind of person I was when I was streaming after the hospital. But during it, I just didn't care. I was just in such a bad spot.
At what part, though, when you reflected on, or did you ever have that?
All that deep breathing. Ethan, deep breathe for me. Oh, it's like there's an ox in my ear roll. I hate when people God talk like this, like he shoves all the calories in their mouths. Yeah, exactly. It's not Ethan's fault it's fat, it's God's fault it's fat. I guess that's the logic. But it'll be all Ethan when he's lost the weight, if he loses the weight. I don't think he responds well to criticism. I think, like, certain platforms like Instagram, you can't delete the comments, and he does have a lot of critical comments on there. So, I don't know.
Self-reflection, because you wanted to make the change and you finally did. So I do think you had it, but where it was like, shit, I was on top of the world. As you were saying, why did God rob me, or what happened? Instead of being like, I let myself get like this. That's why it was 6 months in the hospital. All these steps I did are why all of this happened. Did you ever have that mindset where it was like, fuck this?
Not until last year.
It makes a fucking difference.
The ownership stuff, man, I'm telling you, like it really is. It's crazy. It changes your perspective on everything.
Oh, because then you don't have something to blame.
Yeah.
Your fuck ups are your fuck ups.
Yep.
You can try to blame the world for everything else, and until you have that idea of accountability, it's easy to have a scapegoat. Oh, this isn't working because X, Y, and Z. Oh, blah, blah, blah. And instead of being like, fuck, if I would have never done this.
Ethan's still full of excuses, in my opinion. I just think he kind of he just doesn't take responsibility, I feel. And he does all this podcast stuff and he talks a big game and things like that. But when it comes to the day-to-day, he just can't sustain it because he doesn't want to change his habits. And that podcast previously where he said he doesn't want to change habits or build habits was only from 3 months ago. And I don't feel like he's changed very much in 3 months because looking at him, I just don't feel like he's really doing anything to help himself. I just don't believe that he's lost over 200 pounds. I really do not. I could be, you know, full of shit. But personally, looking at him and looking at his previous videos and looking at before and afters, I don't think he's ever lost anywhere near 200. 100 pounds at most, I would say.
I would have still been here, and then all of that would still be going. But because I chose not to take care of myself mentally, physically, I am where I am because of me, no one else. That was and then once you had that conversation with yourself, it was just like,
yeah. This last year has been crazy. I mean, that perspective shift was wild. Like even just like the future family thing. Like I said, like once I took on responsibility for more than just myself, it became almost easier. Like it was a level of determination that I'd never had. But there's also a presence of discipline that I've never had. Because this was, like I said, this is the first year in this whole 5-year period where I hadn't gained the weight back. So the cycle has been broken.
Yeah.
And that's just because of the ownership and the discipline, you know?
Well, even now, as you said, it's, I'm fucking tired of the gym. And we talked about it. The content it takes its toll.
Well, dude, I'm so weak for my size, bro. Like, and there's a lot of factors in that, right? Like I've always had really bad posture, really weak upper body. I have nerve damage from the hospital in my arms and stuff, but I'm like 440 pound guy who benches 125.
Yeah.
That's hard, bro. Like going to the gym as a fat guy in and of itself sucks. Going to the gym as a fat guy recording sucks worse. Going to the gym as a big guy recording who's also way weaker than people think he should be. Like, I know I shouldn't care about those things, but that stuff really takes a toll on me mentally.
So he is very much somebody who compares himself to other people. Because if he cared a little bit less about what other people thought, like personally, when I started at the gym 2023, tail end of 2023, I was, shoulder-wise, I was barely lifting like 5 kg. So yeah, about 10 pounds, I would say, on the shoulders. And now I'm up to 130 on the shoulders. It's all a matter of perspective. You just have to think about yourself in your weight loss journey. And I think that's where Ethan's going wrong, because he seems to be he's thinking about imaginary people first thing, and he's also thinking about what other people think of him. So I think he needs to actually, he really needs to make this journey about himself and not about entities and people that do not exist yet or may never exist.
We were talking about that downstairs. It's the comments, because you asked, you were like, man, what do you do about negative comments? And we had a good discussion on it, because I am not, as I told him, I was like, oh, I mean, like, homie, I don't, like, you're going to either say positive shit or negative shit. I don't care.
Yeah.
I have so much other shit to worry about. And then the stuff I'm going to focus on is the positive. And then I'm going to focus on the individuals that might need help more than.
I would say, Ray, that I don't think Ethan has that much life experience from the way he talks. Because I don't think anybody with some kind of life experience would hold so much stock in an imaginary wife and kids and imaginary situations that happen in the future. Because he's deluded enough to believe that he's going to be a 300-pound unit of muscle that burns 5,000 to 6,000 calories just sitting there. He wants to have an amazing body, but with all the quote-unquote benefits of being an incredibly fat person, i.e. the amount of calories that you eat. He won't have weight loss surgery, no. He will have the skin removal, but he won't have weight loss surgery or any kind of things like that. He wants to do it. He wants to be the only person that's lost weight all on their own, because no individual has ever lost a load of weight on their own.
Anything. That's where I'm like, oh fuck, like I don't care what people think on me. Like, somebody says a mean thing versus, oh dude, that person needs help or motivation. Oh, I'm gonna forget about that instantly and then gravitate towards that. And then the positive ones, it's like, oh man, people are so nice. This community we've built is amazing. I'm drinking fuckheads. But as you said, it is hard, because we set out of 500, you'll have like 20 negatives, and then your mindset is.
Right.
My mind literally seeks out the negative. And it is disgusting.
And then I pointed that out. I was like, you have 500 comments and 20 are negative. Homie, you are digging in a fucking haystack and finding them needles to be like, but look, why? And it's like, fuck.
I don't even like telling people how much it's affected me, man. But it's
good.
Dude, it was like, I didn't even enjoy the holidays, bro.
But you tell people. Why should you tell people about that? Is it relatable?
I think so.
That's why you tell people that. They want to know the journey. They want to know everything that makes you relatable. If you're fucking Superman,
as long as you look for external validation, it makes you fragile. Yeah. When I stopped doing my weight loss for other people or for other things, that's when my journey was a lot more successful. And now the personal improvements I see, like in my movement and like between gym sessions, I can feel that I'm getting stronger and things like that. It's those improvements that I'm interested in. I don't want to compare myself to somebody who is lifting 200 pounds. I'm happy lifting 140. It doesn't bother me, because I know that I only used to lift 20. So my strength has gone up exponentially. And that's what I'm interested in. I don't care what other people do. It's my journey, and it's personal to me. And I'm glad that people can take inspiration from my journey. And that also, in turn, people are inspired by me. I'm inspired by them. And it's just a wonderful kind of microcosm of positivity. And that's what makes weight loss content creation so great when it's at its peak. But with people like Ethan, he just turns it into a complete drag. It's so annoying.
You're fucking white bread, homie.
Yeah.
Like, no one gives a shit. You're relatable when you're like, man.
That is one of the, and I know, again, I understand I shouldn't care about this, but one of the hardest things for me as someone who does take heat or has taken heat of the comments is when you're vulnerable and when you show people like what's actually happening. Being open and being honest about what's going on and showing people your faults, it's almost like kind of taking a shield down. And then the people that want to go against you will try to use the stuff that you put out there against you.
Yeah, let 'em.
Which is like,
it's hilarious.
It's so frustrating.
God, this ghost bed
There are
mattress
a lot of
is cool,
adverts.
comfy, and another thing. And there's been 5 more.
Where
So then, if he says he's not letting his guard down, then how are we to know what he's saying in his videos are true? In comparison is the thief of joy. Yeah. So is he actually telling the truth when he does these videos then? Or does he want to keep a shield up at all times? Does he want to be a super morbidly obese phalanx all on his own? Yeah, my planks are getting better as well. I did a plank today and it was about 20 to 30 seconds. I didn't time it, but I just wanted to do it. I do the planks. I do 1 plank 3 times a week now because I want to do walking warm-ups and cool-downs just to get my steps in. But yeah, my planks are improving too, so I'm really happy with that.
I had made the claim that I was in a 2,500 calorie deficit, or 2,500 calories is what my average was, right? But throughout a couple of those months, the only way I was staying in that deficit was by literally starving myself when I had a bad day. So I would have a day where I would eat like 32 or 3,300 calories, and I would feel like such a piece of shit that I would starve myself the next day. So then my weekly average was below 2,500.
So you have an eating disorder. You're binging and restricting. I wonder if he's getting any help for that, because that would be amazing. But it sounds like he still can't handle his calorie counting, because he's like, dude, I don't care, dude. If I'm getting 2,600 calories or 3,500 calories, I don't care, dude. It's very odd. I think he has it's clear he has an eating disorder, but he's not doing anything about it.
But I was in this like disgusting guilt shame cycle of like over consuming, starving myself, because
you were letting out.
And then I made a video talking about that, and there's still all these people that are like, he lies about what he eats. I'm like,
oh, pause. Look, even that, pause. You just said all these people. How many people is all these
handful,
people?
Dude. Yeah.
See how fast that changed? You went from all these people, which is everyone. When you say all, that's a room full of everyone is everyone. Handful. Now you're like, oh, fucking these dudes. Who the fuck cares about? Like, what? I don't care. Fuck off. You're fat and lazy. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Like, I don't give a shit. You were doing the proper thing by being motivation, setting a standard for everyone, and then showing everyone, hey, look, you're going to have trials and tribulations. You're going to fall. You're going to stumble. I've gained and lost 100 pounds. How many times?
4 at this point, I think.
And now you're at your lowest ever?
Since before high school, yeah.
It's not a perfect journey. You're going to stumble.
Yeah.
You're going to, but the most important thing is you lifted yourself back up. You didn't quit because I gained 100 pounds. Who fucking cares? Because I know your mind went there.
Oh yeah,
many times,
dude. When I had those moments when I would gain the weight back, I knew it was happening when it was happening. It's really bad because as soon as I stopped tracking, it's done. It's done. After my dog.
Yeah, this is all eating disorder coded for sure. I mean, it's very true that weight loss journeys are all about stumbling and falling. Like, you gain weight, you lose weight. Like, I'm currently at a point where I've gained like 30 pounds back from where I was at my lowest, and it does hurt. But you have to be honest with people, and you have to say, you know, I have an eating disorder, and I need to manage it. And I don't think Ethan's being very honest about that. Yeah, like, he's on a lot. I think he just, does this look like bro? Does this look like bro? I'm going on that podcast.
Dog died, bro. I went back to buying Reese's cups. That's not something I had eaten since I was a teenager. Her name was Lizzie.
Lizzie, okay.
Yeah, dude, that was so stupid. She was my best friend for 14 years, and literally, she was a small dog, so her life expectancy was like 13 to 16 or whatever. Yeah. So she was old, but she ate a mushroom, dead.
Like, what kind of mushroom?
Literally, bro, a mushroom in our yard in the same exact spot we had been taking her out for a decade and a half, and then we rushed her to the ER and she died 12 hours later.
Did they say, like,
it was a poisonous mushroom that she ate and puked out, and they did everything they could, and she didn't make it. And so that hit me so, like, out of the blue, because she was healthy. So that hit me so out of the blue. But dude, I'm telling you, like, a week later, I was like I ordered pizza the day she died.
Yep, comfort food.
Literally, like, it took me an hour, 2 hours to immediately go back to that, and then I started buying Reese's cups. I stopped weighing in, I stopped tracking, and then I get back on the scale, you know, January of 20.
That's where having help for your eating disorder would be appropriate. I know, obviously, but like speaking personally, like sometimes the therapy is really difficult, and I still overeat. But you know, as you go through it and you talk about things more, and you have your behavioral activation, and you deal with certain things in a healthy way, it does get a lot easier. Thank you, Corbett. I appreciate that. I'm glad I can help people, because I just want to tell people. I just want to tell people what it's really like, because I had a very long period of where things were going really well, and there was no issues or anything. But then all of a sudden, just my trauma caught up with me, and that was it. And I'm in the situation I'm in now. But I'm working on getting better, and that's all that matters.
4, and I'm back up to like 600 pounds.
Yeah, fuck.
And that was like time number 3.
And that's it's a journey until you have that accountability. And it, like JD DeLay, when he came on, he's talking about addiction, and this was with drugs, but it really hit me when he said, until they are ready, you can have an intervention, you can do all that. Until they are ready to change and accept accountability, they're going to relapse each.
You know how I've always said it? I think a lot of people have the understanding that there's a change that they need to make. And I think a lot of people have convinced themselves that they need to make the change without actually making the decision to change. Mm-hmm. That's where I was for years.
Because it's like, oh, I'm not dying. Oh.
Nietzsche couldn't have said it better himself. You have to want to change unless you think you want to change. And did you ever have dreams that you had to want to change? Exactly.
I can go back. What's the worst that's going to happen? I've lost 100 pounds. You will make excuses for the behavior.
Yeah.
I didn't want to go back, or then it gives to the opposite.
And I would
side.
lie to myself a lot too, dude. Like when I was losing those, when I was gaining the weight back, I knew subconsciously what was happening. Just didn't care enough about myself to stop it.
What was the wake up call? That was like, fuck this.
January last year.
But what part of
being at literally like weighing in 624. This was my 4th time back over 600 pounds. And I was like, once that, I don't know what made that thought come to my mind, but as soon as that thought came to my mind about like not being my life affected by it, but it also being my family's, that was my perspective shift. That was literally the switch.
The family that doesn't exist, by the way. He's not talking about his parents or anything like that. He's talking about the imaginary wife and kids here. Jesus.
Because then, like I said, I went to that clinic. I did this stupid ass diet, starved myself, lost a shit ton of weight in 6 months, lost another 50 pounds the next 6 months, But that was all, it all started because of that shift.
That's what I love. Dude, it is the hardest thing. It is like JD's episode about getting out of prison and then taking accountability. I don't know if you've seen what he said on the Unsub episode, but it was...
I've seen some of his stuff. I haven't watched his episode.
It was... Okay, he talked to his lawyer. He's like, okay, I know how to get out of this charge, XYZ. This is multiple times at prisons. Okay, I'll do this, and we should be good. And then his lawyer's like, okay, we can go that route, and then you're going to be here again. Or you can walk up to that judge and take accountability and just try to stop like snaking out of stuff. And just be like, I fucked up. I need to do the right thing. And then JD, it clicked. It's like, I don't want to be here again.
Structure definitely helps, LaFay. Like, you can kind of muddle your way through things, but it only gets you to a certain point. But once you have a good structure, then that's when things really start to fall into place.
I have a life now. I need to do this. Family. Walked up, hey, X, Y, and Z, and then the judge, and then everything happened the way it should have happened. He did get some luck involved, but it was, okay, I'll accept responsibility.
Yeah.
I'm going to start making changes. And then clean, did his time for like 6 months or a year or whatever, just probation. And then the judge did say, it's like, okay, we appreciate you doing this. If
Ethan's heavy breathing is all in my left ear, I think, because all I can hear is it's like a French bulldog right here, just hovering around my cochlea.
If we give you this route, we will just give you house arrest or whatever it was. Nothing else. You won't have to do jail time. You're accepting responsibility and your goal. But if you fuck up again, we will throw the book at you, like the book. So do not relapse. Do not do anything. Is that good? Is that acceptable? Yep, done. And then he, last few years of his life, 5 years or so, just crushing life. And just been, and his son died during, like, in that time that he's been out during this change, during sobriety. His older son died. And he's still, as he said, he was like, I didn't relapse. I didn't go back because that would have been a disgrace to his name. So he's like, that's why I didn't do it this time. I didn't use it as an excuse to get high. I didn't use it as an excuse to do crime. I said, no, I'm going to continue this path in his name. And it means so much more when that happens. You're like, oh, it's like a beautiful thing. I think you finally hit that moment where you're like, I got to change. Like, I can't do this shit.
Dude, I'm telling you, this last couple months
Anyway, back to me.
has been a testament to myself about how far I've come. Because, like, with my mental health this past couple months, dude, if I had this mental in the past, I would have been off the fucking rails. Like, binging, whatever. I wouldn't have stayed on track at all. And looking back on those past behaviors and then looking back on how I've felt this past few months mentally, but seeing the trend continue in the right direction, that's wild, dude. Because I didn't even know that was possible. You know?
What's the negative comments are hard. Everyone experiences and it eats people up a lot of the times. If you read,
it bothers me because I started making these videos to be open about it. And then when I have people going, oh, he's lying or he's only doing it for this, I'm like, lying would inherently negate the exact reason that I started sharing this journey in the way that I did. So why would I do it?
Well, you can lie because you want to garner sympathy, and sympathy gets you clicks, and sympathy gets you money for those clicks. So the breathing is a lot to listen to, yeah.
But why do you have to explain that?
I know. I don't need to.
I have done pictures in dresses on social media, and people are like, "What?" And I'm like, I laugh at it because I'm like, that's hilarious. Like, I just find the stupid humor and stuff.
Yeah.
And I do not give a fuck what people think. I want to leave an amazing mark on this place for positivity. I want to build an empire. I want to take care of my kiddos and family, and I want my name to be remembered at least one generation, and then I've accomplished what I wanted to do in this life. And then if people have a negative thought or they're like, well, look at this dude, he's wore a dress. I'm like, here's another picture of me in a dress. It's hilarious. That is why I did this. Like, or
men wearing dresses is funny.
Here's me being stupid or whatever it is. I just don't care because I want people to understand. Oh, it doesn't matter. Like, if I don't care how I present myself, I want others to then take comfort in that. Be like, oh, it doesn't matter. I can present myself however I want.
You can do it, Ray. Well done on losing 80 pounds, though. That's an amazing effort. Well done.
I can be goofy. I can be stupid. I don't have to be well-spoken all the time, which I'm not. And then the stuff I love, I'll keep it to myself a lot of the times. Like, I don't put that out there because I don't need that. Oh man, like Eli can do this really well. It's like, for me, there's nothing in that. It's, oh, look how much money the community raised. Look how many lives we've changed. That's way more important. That makes me happy. Then I don't even care about the negative side. Oh, these negative comments or X, Y, and Z. It's like, fucking, oh no, a random dude on the internet said, like, Ethan's fat. Ethan can text Chris Pratt. Like, you see who's winning at life right there?
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently Ethan has access to Chris Pratt, which I don't know if that's a good thing. But yeah, it's a weird relationship they've got. I think maybe Chris Pratt will get him in the next Marvel film. He could be Thor's older, balder, fatter son.
One of those dudes is winning at life. One's not.
Yeah, it's pretty wild, man.
And then with you actually reading and like, what the fuck? You are then putting yourself down on the same level.
Dude.
You're not on the same fucking level. That dude can't text.
Yeah.
That dude's not here. That dude's not on unsubscribe. That dude hasn't lost 100.
He's so high value, he can text Chris Pratt. What can you do? Text your mum? At least I can text a real person I'm in a relationship with, Ethan.
And how much pounds?
219 so far.
Fucking 219. You've lost a human?
Yep.
You've lost a member other than Nick. Unsubscribe.
Yeah.
That's fucking winning at life, dude.
Maybe, right,
that's crushing it. Look how old you are and how much you're making. Like, you are doing fantastic. And more importantly, look how many lives you're changing in that process. You are the average individual that got way overweight, but then showed, oh, there's no such thing as a line of, I can't start that journey. Oh, I'm too far gone. Nope. You are proving to millions and billions of people you can do that journey at any part of your life. Doesn't matter if you're at 600 pounds. You can start tomorrow.
Yep.
And it is possible.
I'll be right back, guys.
Absolutely.
That's the shit you should be fucking focused on and proud of.
Yeah.
Not 20 comments.
Dude, the people in public are such a blessing, man. Because a lot of the people, like, it's
Pause. How many people
ridiculous.
have talked shit in public? How many?
No one.
Name one person.
I don't think a single person.
But now, tell how awesome is that experience and how positive
It's
everyone-
crazy, man. It's gotten to the point where it's like everywhere we go. Like, it doesn't even make sense, dude. Like, I got recognized twice at our small town movie theater on like a Saturday morning last week. You know, it's like 2 times at each airport today. Like, it's ridiculous. But what's so cool about it, like, I love it. Like, I've always loved being on camera. I thrive with an audience. So like, I'm really, I get the good and the bad out of this in many ways. But what the coolest part for me is when people start to tell me about their journeys and to hear firsthand accounts of the impact that I've had on other people's lives is wild. Like,
Bruh.
it's crazy, man.
Sorry, I had the heat on these turned down.
calling you fat.
Not all the time. Not all the time. Well, it's honestly, the comments are harder for me because I've been like that since the Twitch days. Because you know, on Twitch, I was super interactive. That's part of why my stream was so good, is because I was playing at a high level and I was constantly talking to chat. Like, I would never prioritize the game over chat. So even when I'm playing a competitive shooter mid round, when I'm supposed to be listening to stuff, I would just be like popping jokes and talking shit. But what was so interesting about that is when I got a fat comment on Twitch, I didn't give a fuck. Because I was making money, I was playing video games, and I really enjoy my life. What I think internally, I've thought about this quite a bit. I think a part of the reason why I let the comments get to me sometimes is because I haven't reached the goals that I've set for myself yet. So it's a different dynamic of like on Twitch where I was like making money, I'm happy, I don't care, who gives a crap what people say. I am still fat. Like, I still have a long ways to go. So I think, I don't know why I let it get to me, but I think it's part of that still being where I am. Even though I've lost a lot of weight, I still have a long ways to go.
It's on the journey.
I think it's part of that not being where I've want to be, that I don't have that same level of resilience that I had.
Let me know if
But I
1.5
shouldn't
is
care
too
nearly as
fast.
much about it as I do.
Shouldn't care at all.
Yeah.
It's hard. It is something I think happens with age. The younger you are, the more you care about others and what they think instead of the thought process. I'm never going to think, or that individual is more focused on their day to day than that moment or the comment they said until it's given life and interacted with. If you don't give it that light, then what's one of your most embarrassing?
He can play Valorant and talk shit. Oh my god, we can all do that, mate. Come on. I played Overwatch for 10 years. I was competitive in Overwatch for a year. Come on, mate. I could shit talk and do that too. And I didn't need to be 660.
Moments in like schooling, public school. What is it? Like one moment in your childhood or even adult where it was like, this is the most embarrassing moment of my life.
I don't know. I can't really recall a specific moment, to be honest.
See, a lot of people, it's like, like Clinton Joe Polish, what's up, boy? His would have been, he was like, oh my God, I accidentally pulled my pants. I used something at a football game at school and his penis fell out or something, but he will remember that moment no matter what. And he's like, it's so embarrassing. And then I pointed it out. I was like, how many other people do you think remember that or think about it? He's like, oh, probably none of them.
Yeah.
Nope.
I don't know. If somebody got their knob out at school, I think a lot of people would remember that. And I think a lot of people 20 years later be like, hey, aren't you the kid that got his knob out at school? And then they're like, yeah, I got my knob out at school. Come on. People are going to remember that you got your knob out. Let's face it. Come on, mate.
Everyone's too focused on themselves. And you learn that later in life. Hopefully you can develop that younger in life. But it is, everyone's so focused on their own thing. Think of people in the gym. Like, unless you're a hot girl at the gym and the dude's like maybe, but for the most part, I know
People are just focused on themselves. Yeah.
Dude, that's all. Like, I go to the gym and that's it. I'm like, and then I leave.
Okay, most people just focus on themselves. So why are you concerned about other people at the gym then, Ethan? Because you said, yeah, I compare myself to other people at the gym. That's what you said essentially. So is it that people don't care or they do care? Come on, Ethan, sort it out. Get your story straight, bruv.
Or if I have a lifting partner, hey, let's do this. Hey, talking about business, I couldn't tell you who's at the gym that day. I can't reflect on 2 weeks ago who walked up to me at the gym. Can you? No, and that's why you always have to have that much.
Yeah, you may not remember 2 weeks ago at the gym the exact people that were there, but you are gonna remember somebody who got their knob out in front of a crowd at school. That is something to remember because that's not a regular occurrence. Somebody with their cock out in public is not a regular occurrence. But people just milling around at the gym is. So it's not a very good example.
Mindset. And that goes for everyone out there. It's having that mindset of, oh, it doesn't matter if something was kind of embarrassing or super embarrassing. In a couple of weeks, people are going to forget about it. They're going to move on. So I need to let that go. And then I need to push forward with my overall goal, your fitness journey, and just keep crushing that. That comment 2 weeks ago, a week ago, today, it's going to be, are you going to even, what was one of the negative comments from 4
Getting your cock out of the gym. You're probably going to remember that for a while.
weeks ago? What was the user's name? You remember?
No, not really. There's a few that stick with me.
Yeah, the dickheads. Guess what? You'll build that audience. You're building an amazing community that will then rally behind you and be like, come on,
Welcome
they
to
will
Lazy. Good to see
shut
you.
that person up faster than you will. Because then they will feel stupid making fun of you on the internet. They're like, oh, I fucked up. Ugh. It's awesome now. Like, I love the unsub audience, say hi audience, because we get to watch real time when people post something and then comments just land and then it says deleted by user. And you're like, But you're on the way to that. You're already there. You're fucking crushing it right now. You get to meet how many people in the last year and a half that you ever would have thought you met these people?
Oh, at least a few in the past year. Yeah. Because, dude, all this started in May of last year. So this is only 7.
You're so fatigued by the phrase fitness journey and weight loss journey. Yeah, I understand. But I do hashtag fitness and weight loss journey, though.
8 months old.
That's why people don't. That's why you get negative comments. Fucking jealous. You got to meet some dope ass people. I've never met Jocko. And I'm in the military space. We've texted. That's about it. I've never met the dude. That's fucking dope, man. And that's all because of you.
Yeah.
You ever think about that?
I think about how I should be enjoying the journey more. Because I've let this stuff get in the way of that sometimes, man.
Mm-hmm. Why?
I don't have a good reason.
And so it's like, if you read books on it, I talk about it a lot. I don't know if you know. I'm huge on therapy, psychology. You probably had no idea any of this. No. You're like, I was expecting Eli to tell dick jokes.
No, I enjoy it, man.
But yeah, it is. I think it is extremely important when you start reading or understanding just human psychology. Helps you, and then it helps better others. Because then you have this amazing tool belt right now. Like you have a fantastic tool belt. What I mean by that is, look at what a lot of individuals that are overweight, 300 pounds plus, when they come to you and ask advice, how much advice can you give now?
A lot.
And that's your tool belt.
Yeah.
You can explain different processes. You can go, oh, what can I do to lose weight? Oh, what about these emotions? Oh, well, I tripped once and then I haven't got back on it. You have an answer for each one of those questions, don't you?
I've done through so many of those scenarios, dude.
Dude, that is the most important and most valuable.
Then why haven't we talked about any of those scenarios? So I don't feel like I've gotten any information from Ethan apart from like how much sympathy I should give him and how much we've created a caricature of his imaginary wife and kids.
Valuable thing on this journey so far. You have all that to help others. That's fucking dope.
Yeah.
You have that. That's so powerful, man.
Yeah.
That's the shit. Like, these are my favorite interviews. Like, I love this. I'm in heaven right now.
No, this
I'm
is
like
great,
an
man.
individual like you where you put in the work, you put in the effort, you've stumbled, you've fallen, you've got
This guy is so enthusiastic that it makes Ethan look like an actual like cardboard cutout. You're doing it, dude. Like, you're really doing it. This is so fucking dope, dude. And he's like, like a diseased cat.
back up, and you're still now at the peak. You are now at the best moments of your life. You self-reflect on, like, would you trade that 1,000 Twitch viewers for where you are now?
In a heartbeat.
You take?
No, I would trade.
Okay, I was like, what?
You were. Hey, listen to how you worded that, bro.
I was
You
like,
said, would you trade the 1,000 viewers for where you are now?
Yeah. No, you said in a heartbeat.
I would trade the viewers for where I'm at now.
Oh, I was thinking, okay, gotcha. I was thinking when you go back to that. Never mind, you're right. Now that you said that, I'm like, wait. But yeah.
No, this is obviously a much better scenario.
Yeah, but that was your peak point of life at that time. And you're like, I'll never get that back, especially when you got back from it. And that you get to use that and then teach others. It's like, hey, you're going to hit this high in your life, and then you might stumble really far down, and you're like, I'm going to be mad at God. I'm going to do all this. I'm never going to blame myself, but I'll never get back there. And now you're way.
Yeah, some podcast hosts are annoying, like those two before. But this guy, he seems quite likable, especially compared to Ethan.
Past.
Yeah.
1,000 viewers.
Well, it's really interesting, Eli, because I know we mentioned like with the accountability thing and like taking ownership of it, but what was really interesting was when the hospital happened, something that my parents prayed about was the Bible says when the enemy, or Satan, whatever, call it whatever you want, when the enemy steals from you, they owe it back to you sevenfold. So a lot of what my parents and I were praying about after I lost everything in 21 was that return. Because I am responsible for why everything at the hospital happened, for like the physical condition I was in and everything, but it was everything was taken, So for years they've been praying about that return on what was taken, and now look at what's happening. It's crazy, man.
You put out good energy, you'll get it back. I've had stuff I don't talk about, and I never go into depth, but it's same thing back in 2021, 2022, it was these big things that were like life changing. And I didn't even let Savannah know during it. I just like buckled down. I was like, oh, I got big changes to make in order to do this because X, Y, and Z. This is a lot. I will carry this burden though. And after Savannah found out, once everything was dialed back in, she's like, why didn't you say anything? I was like, it's my burden. It's like, as the provider, I needed to fix everything. And it wasn't my doing. I could have been mad. I could have lashed out.
Yeah.
And this is one where I had like, it was one of those crazy things where I was like, what the hell? Like, I always tried my damnedest. I was helpful. And then that's why I am jaded at certain things. I'm like, oh, I'm apprehensive about individuals or businesses. I'm like, okay, like not everyone has your best interest, but you can always take care of yourself and you can build some amazing shit. But if bad stuff happens, just don't give up. Like, push through. You will come out stronger. And I'm infinitely better now than I was. I just applied everything I applied and did. I did it all over. Sucked. I just had to do it again. And then it crushed. And I was like, okay, cool. Now, no individual can take. They can't say, well,
sometimes everything needs to break down for you to build yourself up again. Basically, this is what Eli's getting at here, and I completely understand where he's coming from. Sometimes you have to hit rock bottom in order to be able to see the peak.
I did that, or X, Y, and Z. And then anyone that was negative, best revenge is utter success. It's my favorite statement in the world. And
yeah, he keeps stuff from his wife, which is a bit of a red flag, but there you go.
And I got that, and I was like, okay, cool. And I want to continue that. But you, as you're saying, it's like that sevenfold. It is. And all this happened. Yes, I'm taking accountability, but now sevenfold is happening in the most glorious ways for yourself.
Yeah.
You've had what's one of the craziest experiences you never would have foreseen?
Oh, dude, just the pace of it. The pace of it is freaking ridiculous. Like in 2025, in 6 months, we went from 0 to 500,000 on both Facebook and Instagram. I didn't have either of those pages prior to that year. Like the pacing, like you got to realize, man, when I went into this, I was literally talking with my friend Kaylee and Isaiah about sharing the journey. Because, I was at that point in May where I had lost 100 pounds in the year, and I was debating on, I liked social media, so I like making videos and stuff. I was debating on sharing the journey again. And when I started it, I was like, all right, I'm going to document it. I'm going to be super open about it. And it doesn't matter how many views I get. When I reach my goal, the before and after is going to make me famous. That's how my mindset was, right? Because the before and after of a 6'5", 660 pound dude is going to be ridiculous. Yeah.
He just wants to be famous for being fat. That's basically it. It's very strange, isn't it? Like he is so focused on that before and after photo, he doesn't see the day-to-day things going on. He just wants to get through it. He just wants to get through the day, and that's it. He just wants to get to the end right quick, but he doesn't want to put in any effort to get to the end right quick. He just wants the glory. He just wants the aplomb of people saying, "You're doing so well, dear. You're doing ever so well." And he's like, "Yeah, I'm doing pretty great, actually." All right, mate.
But dude, it just went. Like, I think we had over like 750 million views last year, like 750 million or something.
I don't care about his statistics, to be honest. I'd like to hear more about the actual fitness. I'm gonna see if I can find. We're gonna do some more streams on Ethan. I anticipate. And we'll have a look at some of the fitness stuff that he's done. I'm sure there's fitness stuff out there. Fitness stuff in his mouth. So we're going to look at some exercise videos, see what's out there, and if he actually does anything on camera. Because I've not seen much of him do exercise. I've not seen much of him doing exercise on camera. So we'll see.
And that's all reels. Like that was just Facebook and Instagram.
That's crazy.
And it just all happened so fast. And the connections, dude, like the Jocko partnership, which I made happen, which I was super proud of, right? Because that's something that I had been using. And I didn't even know about like their values. I didn't even know about Jocko, really. I just knew about the product because it was, made with good ingredients and I'd been using it. Dude, the Jocko contract, dude, when I went into that meeting, I was like, oh, this is going to be so sick. I'm going to get some free protein and discount code. And they sat me down. They were like, Ethan, we want you to succeed and we are going to pay you. I was like, what is happening? We've managed in an industry full of, just a lot of really nasty people. I've managed to surround myself with like just such incredible people, man. People who genuinely care about the success of the journey despite the numbers.
Didn't he say in the previous podcast that he emailed Jocko saying, "I'm going to make you a load of money"? Didn't he say that? And now he's saying something slightly different?
which is something I never knew because I was from the gaming space where the only thing people cared about was the numbers.
You think we should on Twitch?
So
every day I'm like,
yeah,
that community will turn on you so fast.
Dude, I had streamers from 100 Thieves, like big name streamers that like unfollowed me on Twitter after the hospital when all my numbers went away and stuff. And I was like, this is
fucking
ridiculous.
wild.
Like people, like a lot of people in that industry just kind of like acted like I didn't exist after the hospital.
Oh, dude, that is why fully, like, if you're doing good and you represent an amazing thing, keep killing it. Otherwise, I will, like, I show Speed and those guys. I think that is that next level.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't think anyone understands how hard those dudes work and how smart they
Yeah.
are. But your average person is just gaming or just getting by. Twitch is notorious for just using or just what's their clout right now and then peace out immediately once they don't benefit from you is the worst community you would ever want to surround yourself with. And it is them, and then their viewers a lot of the time are equally the same way. They're like, we'll cancel you now. It's like, get fucked, homie. It's like,
Yeah.
why don't I stream anymore?
But if Ethan does just enough to keep himself like at a steady level of weight loss, then people will be interested. But if he puts the weight back on, then people are going to be like, oh shit, they're going to turn on his ass.
Many reasons. I love y'all. I just don't want to be a part of that because we would get to unsub. On unsub, we have fun. Not allowed on Twitch.
Yeah.
But now, like, so what is one of the craziest ones? So it's like, where you like, what the fuck's going on?
The FaceTime from Jelly Roll, dude. I haven't really told people about this, but literally like outside of church one morning, I was walking into church and I got a FaceTime and I kind of knew it was him because I had given him my number. But dude, I picked up the phone and it was Jelly Roll and his chef like on their jet. Like they were just like sitting there. I'm like, what's up, dude?
We're like, hey, Pastor, hold up, JC.
Yeah.
Pause. I got a call.
Yeah, it was just moments like that, man. I've had a couple small message exchanges with Chris.
What was your face like on the Jelly Roll?
He really does want to be famous. He wants to have famous friends. He wants to do famous things. He wants fame. And that's all he cares about. I don't think he genuinely cares that much about imaginary wife and kids, weight loss journey and all that. He just wants to be famous. So he's very much like Quirky Love Rosie in that sense.
Were you just like,
I was just kind of like this, dude.
did you try to play it cool?
Yeah, a little bit. I was just like, hey, how's it going? You know?
Afterwards, fuck, she's some cool.
Well, it's surreal, man. Because Jelly Roll specifically was one of the main inspirations for me.
Oh yeah, he's crazy.
Him and Kevin James actually. I don't know if you saw the Joe Rogan clip of Kevin James talking about the fast he did. He fasted 41 days for his daughter because she was sick.
Oh my god, yeah.
So he started the fast, and I think like a week or two into it, his daughter asked him like, "Are you doing this for me?" And he was like, "Yup," and then he just kept going.
That's
Yeah, but with Kevin James's daughter is real, not fake or imaginary like your wife and kids there. At least Kevin James did it for a real person.
And he lost a ton of weight. So
got jacked.
Yeah. So hearing their stories and like actually Jelly Roll, I heard a clip of his doctor going, "Yeah, I just had him do 10,000 steps a day." That's when I started doing 10,000 steps a day. That back in May of last year. I'm like, oh, if he's losing this much weight doing it, I can do that.
Dude, that's fucking wild. The one individual I bring.
Yeah, but he neglected to say, yeah, he's doing 10,000 steps a day. But in the phone call, he was sat next to his personal chef. So I think the chef probably has a lot to do with Jelly Roll's weight loss, rather than the 10,000 steps a day. Well, if Jelly Roll's doing 10,000 steps a day, then so can I. Weight doesn't shift. It's the chef, mate. It's not the steps.
JD DeLay is friends with Jelly Roll.
Yeah. Jelly, dude, it's funny. Jelly seems like he's connected with everybody.
Yeah, like him, because Jelly went to prison, JD got out of prison, and then that's why they connected so well, and they like talk and help each other. And then JD lost. Actually, last time JD was here, I was like, "What the fuck? You're in like shape. What happened to Fat JD?
He's
Old JD,
lost a lot of
JD.
weight,
Yeah,
right?"
He's like, "I look like a bitch." I'm like, "No, you fucking jacked your shit right now." He's like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, I've only talked to Jelly a
Ozempic,
couple times, but he's incredibly genuine, dude. Like the way he talked to me about like food addiction
Welcome in, Miss T. Good to see you.
and stuff is pretty crazy.
He's crushing.
Because he was like, "Yeah, I haven't had processed food in 3 years." He's lost like 275 pounds now.
And all it takes is literally just do processed food. People don't realize that in soda. How soda is cool.
The craziest thing about weight loss, Eli, is that it's literally just being able to muster up the discipline to not do shit. If you can get yourself not to overeat, you'll lose weight.
And when you eat clean, you have to eat a lot more. People do not realize that because they would think when I was in the best shape, I was like 30 and I was just trying to pack on like muscle. They would hear 4,000 calories because I'd have to do 4,000 calories to eat to gain any kind of weight. And that sucked at that age. I was like, ugh. So 4,000 to 5,000 calories of boxing weightlifting. And like, you're so lucky you get to eat. I'm like, homie, chicken breast and rice is not that much calories. You have to eat like pounds of shit.
Yeah.
And pounds and pounds. And then when you eat a lot, if you eat clean though, you probably feel actually satiated.
the high protein diet's been huge for me, bro. Because I've done counting calories and tracking and stuff for years, but I've never focused on the protein. Last year I started counting like grams of protein and stuff, and holy shit, bro. Like I aim for like 250 a day.
Which is fuck.
He's another protein bro. We love the protein bros.
Which is a lot, you know.
And not adequate yet for you, because you technically need to be 460.
Yeah, that's the thing, dude. They're like 1.1 gram of protein per pound of body weight, per pound of goal body weight.
So what? It's a lot of protein.
So I end up drinking like protein shakes, and like literally I will eat like a pound of chicken a day just to hit those numbers. But you know, I have felt more satiated on a high protein diet than I was, and you know.
So why were you binging and restricting then, if you were so satiated?
2,500 calories is not a small number, so I can still fit a decent amount of food day to day right now.
As a lot.
But the one learning curve I went through last year was I can't get away with what I was doing to lose weight to get under 500 now that I'm trying to get under 4.
Yep.
And that's hard, dude. I had a hard time letting go of some of that stuff because it was stuff that I enjoyed that was working until it wasn't.
Fuck.
So, you know, I had to start making my salads less because they had so much sodium, and starting to watch that stuff, which sucks, but, you know.
Why are you putting so much sodium in your salad then? You have to go to Chicago to have your sodium. Do you remember, guys? When he goes out of Michigan, there's sodium everywhere. But in Michigan, no sodium whatsoever. It's a sodium-free state, so I've heard.
It's a big learning process.
Once you hit your goal, though, then you get to just maintain, which makes life so much easier. Once you hit maintenance, you're like,
yeah.
You get up those calories you're missing now. It's like, hey, let's up them a little.
I'm really curious to see what that's going to look like for me, dude. Because like I've done the calculators, like, oh, what does a 260-pound 6'5" guy need to maintain? It's like 3,000 calories or something. Like, dude, if I like, it doesn't even sound right. Because like if I eat 3,000 right now, I probably wouldn't be losing much.
Nope.
Like,
you need to stop focusing on that far ahead. You still have another 200 pounds to lose, potentially. And I don't know. I don't think he's eating only 2,500. I think he's eating a lot more than that.
It doesn't even make sense. But I don't know. The science and stuff, I've kind of just given into the professionals and just let them guide me at this point.
As it should be. What is something you're excited for? What is the next big thing or goal you are excited for?
Starting YouTube. Oh yeah, dude. It's funny because like I've been talking to Danny for the last 13 years about having a big channel. Like that was always one of my dreams, was being a big video creator. Facebook and Instagram were the last places I expected to be a big creator. You know, TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram are my main audiences right now.
How it works.
You know, I'm starting a new channel, and I think it's going to be a big learning curve, learning to delegate more because I'm so used to controlling everything. But once I get into a rhythm with that, I think it will be so huge, because that's something, not that I'm not proud of what I make now, but I would be more proud and feel more fulfilled on a platform like YouTube than I would be with the short form content that I've been making this past year.
He wants that Journey with Sal money. He's trying to cash in on that like positive YouTube content. But the thing is, Journey with Sal is a likable fellow, and Ethan is not. Is he single? No, he's got a wife and kid about 20 years into the future. He gets in his DeLorean to visit them.
So hitting 399 on the scale and launching the YouTube channel are like, in my mind, that's like the professional and the personal side of where I'm trying to get to.
Amazing goals, and they should happen by when do you think you'll hit 399?
Hoping March. By the end of March, I'm hoping.
Awesome, dude. That's
dude, because like I know we haven't talked about it, Mike. I have a condition called lymphedema, and it's like really crazy water retention.
Not the lymphedema. Anna O'Brien's looking at him like, we've got something in common. Do you fancy going to Kentucky Fried Chicken for Valentine's Day?
So like I haven't had my legs wrapped, so they've probably ballooned up a little bigger than they were this morning just from the airfare and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So my body retains water.
No
like
diabetes.
Nothing,
so that's
like
really
if I don't wrap my legs and I eat a high sodium day, I will be up like 10 pounds the next day on the scale.
1 gallon of water weighs
8 pounds.
8 pounds. Okay.
Yeah. So I can feel literally like at the New Year weigh-in, I was so stressed out because I had only lost 8 pounds in December, which is stupid because that's like not a bad amount.
No, that is actually
that's like a healthy.
Yeah, that is a fantastic amount of weight loss. Is 8 pounds on a month. I'd be high-fiving my client. I'd be like, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah.
So, but I'm sitting there, you know, I'm at 444 on January 1st, and it was that was a low for me. But I could feel like when I retain water, it's in my lower legs, my thighs, and my groin and my belly. So I'm sitting there on the scale, 444 pounds because it talks.
The big L.
But I can feel this water that's here. So I'm like, I don't know how to get rid of it, but like, what would I be if some of that water was flushed?
Wasn't it like 25 litres of water they flushed out of his body at one point when he was ill? That's a lot of water. And now it's all in his head.
you know, because like I talked about like the
Nando's.
guilt shame fasting cycle. Fasting got rid of the water,
Oh, yeah.
but the people I'm working with don't want me fasting because I was doing it for the wrong reason. So the only way I was maintaining water this year effectively was by doing those fasts, and I haven't starved myself in 4 weeks now, which is good. You know, I lost 8 pounds over the holidays, not fasting, which I've never done. I've never lost weight over the holidays. You know, so it's interesting. I think it's one of those things where the water's just might just.
So he is still binging and restricting. So because it's been a month since he binged and restricted. So he's talking like the binging and restricting is way in the past, but it was literally a month ago. So he's not changed. He's not changed from his initial 660. He needs to get some actual like therapy for his eating disorder, because that's just going to come back.
Be there for a while. If I'm not going to starve myself, I don't know if there's really a way for me to get rid of it without drinking like 3 gallons of water a day.
That makes sense.
We'll drink 3 gallons of water
I'm
then.
excited to have that new starting point, because now I'm weighing in every day. Like, it's ridiculous. I'm weighing in every day. I'm calculating everything I eat, so I can see exactly what foods and what days cause different shifts, which is it's good, dude. But I think 400's actually not that far off, bro, because I'm like fairly certain I have over 10 pounds of water that's excess that's just hanging on right now. So that's like 30 pounds of fat loss with the deficit I'm in. A few months should be able to do that pretty easily.
That's dope. By March, yeah, you're at 399, which is a huge mark, as it is.
He definitely knows that he's got water in his legs.
When's the last time you've been under 400?
Maybe when I was like 15. Teenage years for sure. Don't know exactly when, because I was 500. I think I was 500 in high school.
Yeah, right.
So over
right,
a
I
decade.
agree.
Yeah.
That's something to be proud of.
Yeah.
Dude, it has been an absolute pleasure for you to be on the show. First off, where does everyone find you?
Yeah. So there will be a new YouTube channel just called Ethan Benard. I don't think I'll have the custom URL.
Bernard? Bernard.
I don't think I'll have the custom URL. It's ETHANBENARD. And then, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Facebook and TikTok are Ethan Benard Live.
Of course.
And then Instagram is just Ethan Benard.
And then any advice to anyone that is starting this journey or just in life?
In like the fitness, like the weight loss specifically? Or
I'm giving you the ball.
I'm going to reiterate that fact, man. I think a lot of people, anyone who has a significant change they need to make in their life that understands that they want to make that change, need to actually make the decision to change without convincing themselves that they've made the decision.
And it's not going to be easy.
Because there's a big difference between those two.
Is it an easy journey?
No.
The fuck does that mean?
You the ball.
I'm going to reiterate that fact, man. I think a lot of people, anyone who has a significant change they need to make in their life that understands that they want to make that change, need to actually make the decision to change without convincing themselves that they've made the decision.
And it's not going to be easy.
Because there's a big difference between those two.
Is it an easy journey?
No, I'm erected.
But that makes you...
So, you're erect? Why are you erect? Is he erect from the sound of his own voice?
human.
Yeah.
And that makes you relatable to everyone. That is the most important thing, is being relatable to the average individual. If you're not relatable, like I grew up poor, I've done PTSD, war, blah, 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 terror, like mom, terror, like all that is what I've learned from. And now that's what I feel I have those tools, as we talked with the tool about, that I can help others. It's like, and that's the most important thing. It's never an easy journey, but if you're relatable and you have a relatable journey, now people will gravitate towards you. And I think that's why a lot of people find inspiration in you and your story. So thank you for literally everything, homie.
Yeah. No, thank you for this, dude. This is so fun. I love this stuff.
It's my favorite. I have one of these. That's why I'm like, and then we have
He loves the sound of his own voice, basically, because he talks like this.
coming up tomorrow.
And yeah, it made no sense.
Different journey.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting one.
That'll be a fun one. Well, thank you. Do you have anything else you want to say to the audience?
No, I think I'm good, brother. Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it, man.
Thank you. And then what's up, you beautiful people? Hopefully you enjoyed the episode. Otherwise, I will see you next time, and enjoy the unsub episode if this comes out first. I don't know. Love y'all.
Thanks for watching.
It's funny. That's funny. Anyway. That's all the Ethan I can handle for today. Oh yeah, I didn't understand what that meant either. Homo erectus, yeah. He's very erect right now. So yeah, I think we're definitely gonna look more into Ethan, because he seems to embody the gall. He's got the gall in him. Yeah. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed the stream. I had a lot of fun, actually. It was very good, very funny, very funny. But yeah, go to therapy, talk to people. Don't pretend you've lost £200 when you haven't. Anyway, it was a very eye-opening expose. Anyway, thank you all so much for being here. Thank you for the super chats and the memberships. Much appreciated. I hope you all have a wonderful day or evening.